Tiga, we live. Another episode 6. What good?
Episode 6, man. This is gonna be special. Having a little technical difficulties lately. Last night, Wapa almost blew everything in my damn house. I was so pissed. I just had to scream out Wapa on Facebook. Wapa! Man,
You have to talk to them, listen. What need to hold it down, man. They might need to be easy, you know.
I got
For real.
everything at our surge and things still mashing up, brother. That's how erratic Wapa was last night. I just get fed up, put on the generator, and said, let Wapa get his stuff together, B. And it is what it is. So,
Man,
other than that, everything on St.Croix is nice, man. Cruise is beautiful. It is what it is. Big up the legends 340, Apollo Legion, Mumbai. You know what to do.
yeah, man. Savory Eats, LLC by Sheena, the Good Life Apparel, Andrea follow her with her melting pot cooking class on Instagram, meltingpotcookingclass.com, Mitra Macintosh, our restaurant, the Cibon Caribbean restaurant. We got Linique with her Island Destiny 340 follow on Instagram, Serenity Braids by Nikki, and then we got Besse coming up with the positive guidance basketball team, head coach, so we're looking good, Tiga. We're looking good. Last
Can't wait for this.
episode,
Yeah, can't wait for this one, man. Because look, man, the last episode, so many people saw me on the street. Was like, dude, that was the first time I see coffee. Was like that, dude. I want to see more of that coffee. I was like, man, I see that coffee every day. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It just coffee
yeah,
just they want to show you that side. Cause coffee gotta get to know you. Once you get to know you, will see that coffee every day. But it was a great episode, man. Pang did an
yeah,
excellent job. Big shout out to my boy BD Pang. You were awesome. I rewatched the tape. You asked a lot of excellent questions. He's a good host, Mumba. When I can't make it, you gotta make sure BD Pang there on the show.
yeah. Make sure BD Pang there on the show, man. BD Pang there on the show. Also, I want to give a shout out to a young lady. She created a blog. I'm gonna post the blog in the group so everybody could see the blog. And then once I post it, hopefully everybody could go and read the blog. Is a young lady. So give us some support. Big up to Chani put me on and that. So we make sure we get that out, Chani. So yeah, man. Well, we got episode 6. We got Besse. Talk to
Basic,
me.
a very, very special coach to me. Obviously, a great friend, but a coach. He was actually my third coach. He started me out with positive guidance in 13 to 15. And then once I was able to gain my skills, he brought me into man lead. My first ever man lead team was guidance. A lot of people in St. Croix didn't know that. But yes, basically brought me up to guidance. So I got a lot of love for this guy. He's still in the game. He's still coaching, still doing a lot of positive thing in the community. I'm super proud of him. And trust me, anytime this man calls, it don't
Yeah.
matter what I do. I just say, basically what you need. And I'm there because he have done so much for me and so much for many, many Virgin Islanders. Look, I can't wait to just bust you up with some of these questions. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
I can't wait too. I can't wait. It's time. It's time. It's time. Big up Wayne. Big up Jelani. It's time. So no further ado, man. Here is Besse Gonzalez. We live, Besse. We live. What's good?
Hey, what's going on? What's up?
Everything good, man. Everything
Y'all can
blessed.
hear?
Everything blessed. Yeah. We could hear you. I could hear you.
Yeah, man, I'm here, man. How y'all doing?
We
You
good. We
sound a
good.
little tired, coach. Don't tell me you're coaching during COVID. What going on with you? You got some kind of secret camp me know about? You need to talk to me.
No, man, you know it is, man. I'm missing them kids, and I felt like them kids I need a little break from the parents. So I started the thing back again. You know, start back up. So depending on how my work is, we working out them kids from 4 years old.
Nice, man.
Wow,
Nice. Nice.
amazing.
Ain't
Let's talk
stopping
about
that
some
right
of it.
now, at least.
With this COVID thing, kind of throw a little monkey wrench in everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You planning to do any summer camp? But we don't really know what's the health requirements and stuff like that right now. But I know you're always a planner. What's in your plans for the summer?
Yeah. The Yeah. The pressure is my message. I never get so much message, Mr. My Facebook Messenger is like lit, like it's lines calling and just asking what's going on with the summer camp. But I got the Department of Human Service. They gotta make sure that everything is straight. But I also think that what going on, why you hearing about summer camps is because the people talking, everybody into the graduation vibes right now, But I believe by next week you're gonna hear people talk more about what's going on with summer programs. But I am sitting down with a couple of my staff and we have little things planned. Whatever in this COVID situation, we were doing our summer camps need to used to have all these different, wash your hands and all these different safety rules was always implemented when it came to the summer. So all we doing is if it happens this year, we're gonna double up. We're gonna make sure that we have more than enough and everything about safety. And I think I want that much campus like last year. Last year I had 150 campus. I
Yes.
don't think I could deal with that.
Let me
Not in
ask you,
this
Besse.
situation.
You can hear me well?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
What internet service provider you using? And if it's
Yeah, I can hear you.
Mobile, time for you to go on AT&T because Mobile messing up too at my house. I had to come out. I gonna look for Pompa. I gonna look for Eddie. False advertisement. Pompa and Eddie. I calling you out. Via is messing up in Bellevue. Were you using Basic?
Besse look like he freeze.
I will tell you.
Nah. Okay, now I
he's
on
good now.
AT&T.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So let me start off
Yeah,
because, like I say all the time, you are always one of my favorite person, a great friend, a great coach, and I take a lot of my lessons from
definitely.
you. And one of the things a lot of people don't know on St. Croix, they don't know you's a legend. You was one of the smartest point guard I ever met. You was so beyond the game of how we played ball in St. Croix in terms of introducing plays and formats and stuff like that. What got you into that,
Mhm.
and who inspired you to kind of change the game instead of run and gun to create a little bit more system? Because that what we need when we transition to the States.
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but I've been coaching for since 17 years old. So I got a head start in front of a lot of people because living in Harborview, you're playing back then used to be 13 to 16 instead of 13 to 15. And
Yeah.
so when I made 17, I couldn't play 13 to 16 no more. So I decided to coach our Harborview team. And so from there, I just keep trying, and then I got some years of experience, and then I had a Harborview team again. Then I had players from different parts of the island because I don't hold back. You know what I mean? If you want to play, and from there I decided, I want to start learning how to run plays, um, and from that, I mean that is Mumbai days. That was when Mumbai was in middle school. You know,
Mm.
Yeah.
and he was up and coming. He was actually one of the top players them in them time. Mumba, you know what I mean? Dean Martin,
Yeah. D.
Carlos
Martin,
Hawkins, all of them
Carlos
there,
Hawkins.
yeah, they were like the top three in,
Coffee. Don't forget
yeah.
coffee. Coffee is very
Oh yeah, I
sensitive.
forgot. I
Coffee.
sorry, coffee.
Please
Yeah,
put
Coffee.
in coffee, please, because
yeah,
otherwise
yeah.
coffee comes tomorrow.
Coffee,
No man.
yeah.
Coffee no.
Coffee,
Coffee no. Coffee
Coffee was
no.
Coffee was definitely one. He was up and rising. Cause to me, he wasn't that much years in, but he was definitely a beast. And then you had
Yes.
Kareem. I had a bunch of different people that Kasim actually, and so with that group of players I had, I just started to say, you know what, I need to push these kids more ahead. I come from a point guard mentality and not the regular point guard of today, a pass first point guard you know. So I think it became a little more easier for me to run offensive plays or learn how to do offensive plays, and that's how it went. It went on from there. So that's basically how it started in reference to me running plays and me being a little more advanced. Then I went to college. I saw and I learned a little thing, but then loving home and having your mom a little sick kind of bring me back to St. Croix, you know, and that's when I
What
took
college did
on
you what
coaching.
college did you attend?
Albany State, Georgia, Albany State University. Back then it
Okay.
was Albany State College, but now it's Albany State University. A little black college in Georgia, South Georgia, you know.
Momega one, shoot a question. I know you're always anxious.
No, no,
Because I can
no,
take
because
over the mic. I can tell you
no,
no base. I will ask a million questions. And Mumba will just sit back and ask me. So I gotta
no,
give him a
man.
little chance. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mumba. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. No, no, because Besse touched on when he was coaching guidance and when I was first coming up. And it was crazy because when he was coaching guidance, it had like D. Martin, rest in peace,
Rest
Carlos
in peace,
Hawkins, they had Andy
Cassie.
Kami, yeah, rest in
Yeah.
peace, Cassie,
Kevin Kami,
Kev, yeah, Kevin Kami, my boy. And they
Boopsy.
was they was so organized, man. Like they did not lose no games like for like 2 years straight. Like they
Yeah, we
didn't lose
went
no games,
five
and
championship
yeah,
You,
man.
in
you
the,
know
So
what? I always admire with you, Base. You yourself, also Coach Baker is with this. You guys was always willing to coach the players that a lot of people did not want to touch in terms of the quote unquote trouble players. You was always
mm,
willing to take a chance with them. Iceman as well when he used to coach Shepard. What gave
yeah.
you that motivation to work with the so-called trouble kids, and how were you able to mold them and develop them into such responsible adults? I mean, how did you get that training?
Well, I mean, there's two different levels because but when I first started, you know, you have in the hood kids them the kids them out of Harbor View, then you got from Lorraine Village, Tyrone Woodley, and a couple other kids. But for me
yeah,
it's like I'm against drugs. I'm against, you know, certain things. I'm against kids or adolescent and teenage drugs and alcohol usage. I'm against that. I was against that back then. I'm even more against it now. And so it just always been a part of me. Like being a bar player, smoking was never everybody around the hood smoking. I just wasn't my thing because first of all, it just smoking just is horrible. It's like it just tastes bad. So, I mean, so
Right, right.
with those things instilled in me, I had to instill it in them because you're not gonna put on a shirt that says positive guidance and go out there and be negative. You know, that did a hot and it burned me to the fullest. It's like represent what's on your chest. You know, you have an
yeah.
Apollo Legion, you
That's
going
true.
somewhere, you representing the Virgin, you representing St. Croix. You understand? So that's what I always felt, and that's how I always carried. And it's just that I just felt that drugs, you know, and sports don't mix, drugs and kids don't mix, alcohol and drugs and kids do not mix. And that's where I always let them, you know, back then I did not know as much as what I know now. You know what I mean? Now, like you guys said, positive guidance basketball team. It's not positive guidance basketball team. It's
Wow.
positive guidance youth club. You know why?
Love it.
Because I don't want anyone to just put us in that category. I want people out there to know that I'm looking out for your child. I'm looking out for the kids of the Virgin Islands, St. Croix. Because I have players that all the way from Tola, St. Thomas, I've had players play with me. So it's like I looking out for the kids them. And in that time, I'm using basketball as a magnet to bring the kids them closer and then instill life skills and also try to detour them from the negative things that's going on you know what I mean, in the wall and on the streets right now. So that's where I kind of feel funny when I mean it's not your fault that when they say positive guidance basketball club. Nah, it's more than basketball, people. It's more than basketball. Trust
That's
that.
awesome. I just
You
learned
know?
something today. That's awesome because I've
Yeah,
been around
that's
so many
amazing.
times. And I just
Yeah.
want to say I commend you because you are one of the few I like to observe. You are a stickler to grades. And even
Oh
in the
yes.
when your kids them fail and you don't let them play, I just wish so many other coaches adapt that type of mentality because grades are so important in terms of our young people.
What
Can you
man?
elaborate a little bit more on that? What led you such a stickler to really discipline kids in terms of their grades?
Like really and truly, like us, myself, I came up without basketball pushed me academically, you know, and but I always kind of was on a situation in which um basketball, not basketball, but just academics at 70 at 8. I never liked that, like, you know. So I instill in my kids, you have to have a high GPA, you have to be passing. I mean, to travel, you have to have a 3.0. You have to be able to have at least a B and up, you know, because why? Traveling is not a necessity. It's a privilege that you're getting, and it's not too many teams that travel in the islands. So for me, for if you do good in school, I'm using us traveling as motivation for you to do good in school. You know what I mean? You know how many kids said they never left the island to go St. Thomas, Puerto Rico, Florida? Well, it's my first time. So I just believe that when we settle, oh, a 70 is good. When we go average, that is not good enough. That is you're learning you might have gotten a 70, but you're actually learning half the lesson or less. And I want that when these youngsters get out of school, they get out of school with the knowledge of whatever is needed. That if you're going to take a test or going to Hess or Hovenza, you need to it don't have to be college, but you have to have the basic fundamentals for sports. I mean, for life itself. You understand? If we don't have math skills, we ain't gonna count our money, right? So settling for a C is a no-no. You fail. Like I one thing every year I see, and I wish that it changed in the school scholastic thing. You have these coaches that players that are on their team come to my practice, and I stop them to come to my practice because they're not doing good in school, or the parents stop them to come in practice. Hey, you can't go practice right now. She can't go practice right now because she's not doing good in school. But so how is that child playing with the school team?
Yes.
You know, and I saw it happen again this year. And then when you have coaches, they're so smart that they're kind of like not giving their principals or whoever needs to find out the grades of the child until almost when the season done. What benefit? What they don't understand is that when you helping the child do that, that child is not going after after the school season is finished, and you don't need that child, and you don't go look and see how that child is doing thereafter. That child is not going to progress. It's going to always feel like somebody's going to help them because of their skills. Right. You know what I mean? I just disagree with that. I disagree that Positive Guidance, which is a small organization, but then Department of Education, is this huge thing, and is not changing the rule in reference to kids, not doing academically well, but still playing sports. What message are we sending to these children? What?
Definitely clean that up, because I've seen that as well. I know
it's happening.
Education do have that rule, but whether it's enforced or not, that's the problem.
It's not being enforced, and coaches are finding ways to not, they're not gonna give their roster as quick. The principal has so much thing going on that not even a big issue, and a lot of coaches know what I'm saying. And I feel like you can't want to win a basketball game so bad that you would sacrifice a child not doing well in school and allow them to play. You know what I mean? And then, you know what's so funny? Because I'm in this game so long, when they pass and eventually when they reach to high school or to the other level, they can't play on the school team to that other level because now they can't pass a high school situation, because high school is from class to class to class. You have all kind of different things. I see it happen. I see years ago, I see the best 9th grader in the whole territory couldn't play his first year. You understand? What message we sending to these kids? So I'm a big stickler for academics because, even if basketball does not be, your career, you don't end up, at least you have a brain to use, to be able to do something. And I'm seeing some of my players that they didn't decide to go college, they didn't decide to go military. They took the test, so they did what they have to do. And I see them, they're working in the refinery and they're sorting things like that. Everywhere you go, you gotta take a test now. You want to be a fireman, you go take a test. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and you have to have those basic fundamentals,
Yeah.
So let me poke a little fun at you, Besse, because I like to poke fun at you, I'm a true shot. So, I always follow your page and I see you walking out, still hitting your shots, still doing your thing. But I see you say something that hurt me and Mumba heart, because me and Mumba is complex. Alumni, and you challenge any alumni to a one-on-one or a shootout, and we was offended.
Yeah.
I can't shoot. I can't shoot, so I ain't gonna survive. I can't shoot,
Yeah.
so I out.
It was
The one
motivate.
no barrel can beat a carrot in Besse. I want you to clean that statement up because we are going to have a shootout.
Hey, I getting ready though. Me fully ready yet because the weightlifting and the shooting and the training and the working is not easy. But that was just I just wanted like because of all the virtual stuff that going on. Why we didn't you know what I really wanted. It wasn't me basic challenging. I would have taken you on if I had to, and you know what I mean. But I was trying to start something with Central High players. Like you have a Craig Williams and them kind of things, and then you have a Wilson. So I was trying to get something virtual because I remember at that time you really couldn't go nowhere like
You
that.
couldn't do
So I was
anything.
just wanting,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was just trying to get like that little war, that little heat, but friendly. To come in the court because you know you had the social distancing, and I said, okay, let me see these two. I trust me. A lot of people would like to see you Tegan versus Will's Craig Shanna
Yeah.
shootout, and Craig is already a fun guy, so he gonna make it fun. You's a fun guy, you gonna make it fun. So that was kind of like I wanted that because I wanted the audience to see our people. Them, you know what I mean? You know, a lot of people know you, but they ain't really seen you play. A lot of this new generation, and you'd have had and these little kids would have loved to see how you, because they haven't seen you guys play. You know, like this new
It's true.
generation, they haven't seen you guys play. So to see you guys be able to play, be competitive, and still at the end of it, shake hands, you know, dab hug and them thing. That's what these kids need more of, you know. And that's where I come from. I
That was
don't
fun. That
have
was
nothing
fun.
against
Just
Campbell.
okay.
Yeah,
I was just happy to
yeah,
see you out there shooting and moving around. I was like, okay, coach.
yeah. Ain't easy.
We're get back into it because they don't know you as a player and you was a very good
Yeah,
shooter too. That's what a lot of people
yeah.
don't know. You was a damn good shooter.
Yeah, you know, I work hard on that one. That was a lot of work, my son. Walk from high school to become a good shooter, I had to work a lot. You know what I mean? And I really wish I had still some of them skills back then because the other day I was teaching them kids a little one of my old crossover. I used to mess up my fingers them as it was so low, but
Yeah.
the weight I put on that crossover, me, you know, I looking for it still.
You
You
can't
know, yeah, and I trying everything, but like I'm trying to get myself in shape for health reasons. But yet I want to be able to go out on that court and show them kids,
we
you
make
know,
a
the
difference.
proper way. You know, I don't want to just even as I went running on the beach with them and I almost died, but I had, you know what I mean? They said they want to go running. We carried them on the beach. I went running. I said, what? Like glad, you know what I mean? I wasn't the cool like that, you know, but
Yeah.
there's little things like that there, you know what I mean? I just try and do anything that needs to be done for these youths.
Yeah. No,
So,
that's
so
true,
let me
man.
ask
You
you.
wait,
Let me
hold on.
jump in on that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you good, you good, you good. Yeah, you touched on the you know the positive guidance, you know, youth club, and you see a lot of that up here in the States, and what you're doing is tremendous, and is the fact that you kind of instilling principles in the youth to let them know like it's so much more than just sports. You can't just
Yeah.
depend on sports, and you giving them guidelines and fundamentals for them to be successful in life, if in case they don't make it in sports, you know. And it's so important. It's so important for coaches just because when the kids them is not with their parents, they're with their coaches if they're involved in sports. So you're like a second father, a second parent, and sometimes you like a role model for the kids because sometimes if they go through like hard times, whatever the case may be in the future, they could always lean on you, setting the good examples, you know, and they could talk to you about different stuff. So it's amazing what you're doing, and I hope you know everything does continue to go how it's going, and hopefully you know some people kind of support it and kind of maybe if you go get some sponsorship or whatsoever and help you out a lot and stuff. So that'd be pretty good. So what you're doing,
Yeah.
it's amazing, you know. So I definitely commend you for that, man. That's amazing the way how you handling it and how you doing it.
Yeah, man. Thanks. You know, the sponsorship is good, but you know what I really would like? I would like more individuals that are dealing with kids, these youngsters, to have similar philosophies, man. I
Okay.
gain too much. I have to be facing too much on the basketball court, too much individuals that just want to win. You know, I want more. I want more organizations in Frederickstead. I want in Monbijou, Grove. Like I want someone to come in and get these kids, grab them, play basketball, low, whatever sport it is, let them bring them in, let them love it so much. That's my thing. I bring them in, I'm teaching them, and I'm making them love them, and then love basketball. And then afterwards, I start throwing in little, like the other day, right before this COVID thing, I pull all of them aside on the bleachers, and I ask a question that I asked last year. Does anyone know what month is Mother's Day? Right? And it was my son and the twins. They were the only one that said me. You understand? And I had about 20 kids there. And from there, that led to me telling them, asking them, when last you tell your mom I love you? When last you tell your dad I love you? When last you tell your grandparents I love you? You understand where I'm coming from? And these are the things that we need. This generation, what we were taught and how we were taught. We may not have been taught how to be emotional, positively emotional, how to be affectionate and everything, but this generation needs it. It needs it.
That's true.
They are so into electronic. They cannot have a good conversation. They don't know how to really hold a conversation without a laptop.
And I preach to them like, me no saint, me no pastor. I mean, I know, like, you know, I got a little rough side too, you know, but at the end of the day, it's not me, it's them. And I'm trying to get them the mistakes that I made. I don't want them to make the mistakes. And I'm gonna tell her something. And this is how I see teaching them about love and affection. I'm telling the parents them that is why, because how you know how many children are here are part of how many single parents we have out there? We have a lot. You understand?
Yep.
And it's not because of any one specific thing. But if you teach a young man, you understand? I'm going to go with a young man first. If you teach them from young how to be affectionate, how to be passionate, how to be emotional, right? If they, as an adult, when they become an adult, they have a child with someone and it doesn't work out in the relationship, they're still a father. And if they have that love, emotion, affection within them, they're going to go back and look for their child. They're going to go back and they're going to help their child, support their child, and love their child and stuff like that. But if these kids continue, they have no affection and no love for anything, what happens? That extends their selfishness. Remember, selfishness is when you hit that teenage life. So this is where I come in from and trying to get these kids. But I still hug my son up to the day. I hug my son every time we see each other. We hug each other. I don't care what no one says. That's what I'm gonna do because I want my son to continue to be the loving, emotional child that me and his mom teach him to be. So these kids, I'm passing it on to them because how much are you fathers that come to practices them, Tegan? Tell me, you know, how much
I can count them on 2 fingers.
You understand? And that's what you don't even want to go to a little league game. It's the worst. You have grandfathers more to these games than a father, and that is embarrassing. And this is happening for since my son is 6, 7, or even before. Like, what these fathers doing on a Sunday? You trying to tell me you can't come out? I'd be walking, and if I would miss work to go watch my child play. You understand? And there's no excuse for these fathers to not be able to support their child in the getting them, the nurturing of them. You made
a very good point. What do you think happened? Because, like you said, you're a little bit more older than me. I'm up there now too. But when we were young, they said the gyms them used to be packed. There was super support from everyone. It was crazy. I mean, what happened? What really happened? How did we get like this?
It's just a generational change, slowly the computer thing started to come in, and then slowly we started to gravitate to the phones. It was just a combination of so much thing. And one of the biggest thing I feel that is a big issue now is the parenting nowadays days is horrible. The parenting is horrible. And I'm not saying if you already have dads that are not supporting the children, now you have them frustrated moms that grow up in certain states or certain levels that they cussing their child every day. They ain't care. Just go outside and play. They're not having that bond. And when I tell you, I told a parent about 5, 6 years ago, hey, you need to hug your child. When last you tell your child you love your child? You know, when I try to sit down a conversation with your child, what's going through your child head? You know, you need to teach your child affection, emotions. You know what a mother tell me? They say you can't teach it. I said,
Wow.
what? I said one of the natural persons that could teach a child affection and nurture and all these different things and emotions is a mom, because that's a natural thing. So now moms from back then in the 30s, 35 and up, they come with an emotional. The moms of today now, the 20s, and I'm sorry, even I can't apologize for some because it's happening. Some of
Yeah,
these
you're
moms
speaking
out
back.
here, yeah, they're not concerned about the well-being of their child, and they just when they're in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, oh yeah, take pictures all day. How much of them taking pictures with a child that in high school right now? You know, and but it's just the parenting has changed. How life is nowadays, it has changed. You know, the traditional ways don't work with this generation. You know, and you know one of the big issues too, the same child I went school with, that used to get suspended, the people that used to go on wild and bad in school, they having kids. They having
Mm.
kids now. You
Yeah.
understand? So back then when there was
Sure.
against a teacher discipline them, back then when there was against a mom or a parent disciplining them, they ain't disciplining their child because they was against that when they were young. So what? So now what happened? You know, and it's
True.
real. You know, it's
That's
real.
powerful. Let me switch it a
Yeah.
little bit. We want to hear Besse, the basketball player too. I don't just want the social fire in you, cause I know you can go all day with that. But I
Good
want to know
information.
you
Good
growing up.
information, though. Good information.
You know, it was awesome. That was
Yeah.
powerful. I have to
Powerful.
sit
Yeah.
back and listen.
Okay,
Go.
before you go, right, because I don't want to leave this one thing out. Sorry,
No, you
and I
good,
might
man.
Go.
bring it back up. Um, Also, I'm not the biggest religious person, you know, but that in itself has been belittled so much in these days. You know, some of these kids need, and some of these family needs a relationship with God. And then we
Yeah.
have a lot of individuals in the churches that are willing to work with the community on a sports level. I've heard several pastors say, you know what, I'm going to introduce sports to my church so I could get more kids to come in and we could teach them, you know what I mean? And then we
Yeah.
have Mr. Molly, Mr. Energy, you know what I
Oh yeah.
mean? Something
I
in
just
that, in
passed it
them.
tonight walking out in Shabbat. This dude is crazy. He's a pastor, but he's
Yeah,
still getting walk out in.
he is one of the most, I mean, versatile, like just, he can relate to anything and he gonna come, you know what I mean? So it's like we have individuals now that is in that community that could help. But who is
Yes.
seeking that help? Who is going for that question? And we are afraid to, okay, you may not trust that pastor from that church or whatever, but it has to have someone, you know. And even if you don't want to deal with a church, you yourself, you gotta find, you know what I mean, look at what only on your worst time you want to go and look into the, you know, to God and stuff like that.
No,
Then
I
if we
totally
could
follow
get
you because
That's true.
eh,
I'm a spiritual
eh,
person myself. So I am with it 1000% what you're saying because that's
yeah,
the number one thing to create that humbleness inside of you, knowing that
yes,
everything you're given is what God gave you. So, you know,
yeah,
I'm 1000% agreeing with what you're saying. I mean, it's
yeah.
powerful. I mean, you ever decide to be a preacher,
No,
motivation,
no, 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 no. I'm sorry.
speaker?
I still got Isaac Gonzalez. I got some bad ways, man.
No,
Like
man. I
I
mean, no.
myself, I myself need some God. You know what I mean? I myself need
Absolutely.
some God
No
too. But I'm
matter
just
who you can
talking
be.
about we need that balance. Them young kids need that balance. That if
Yeah.
today they don't want to go to God, like for me, I might not want to go on, you know, but I know I'm not gonna go on my worst days. I want to go when I'm up on top of things because I don't want to always be on that level of only when things are rough you want to seek God, you know.
True,
But
true.
That's true.
I'm
That's
not no
true.
preacher though. I leave
I
that to
love that.
Mr. Molly.
No, I love
Yeah,
that. Jermaine will be proud.
100% true.
Right now, Jermaine is clapping.
no, no, that's my boy, man.
That's
Yeah.
my guy.
Yes,
That's my ace. So you know
yeah,
it is.
man. Very
So let me switch
transparent.
it now to a little bit more sports now for the sports fans that's out there. What age
Yeah.
did you start playing? And just like myself growing up, and I admire so many players in terms of like Joe, Abola, yourself, Inewood.
Mm.
Who was your inspiration? Who did you like? Who made you wanted to play this sport and why?
You mean locally or just in general?
Locally, locally. I can get
Well,
NBA and so soon. We talk about local right
well, first of all, I started. I used to live in Watergut, you know what I mean? And then I branched out. Used to live in Watergut, but branched out to Red Brick, Chabot, and Kennedy, mostly up till Chabot. So then that's when I meet up with Iceman and True Baseball, you know. But then he had what a coach name for LBJ. I ended up playing with Rebels, I think it was Bandits out of LBJ. At 11 years old is when I started basketball. That's when
Okay.
Michael Jordan was just coming out as well. And you know, going into the Olympics. But more than likely, like back then, that coach, I can't even tell you who actually got me into the. I can't remember who really got me into I know when I first watched basketball on Shabbat court. I mean, I talking about guy from Harborview named Ronnie, big time. Oh, you know who was one of my key inspiration the first time I saw him too?
Oh,
Gunman.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He, I
My
mean,
one
he
also.
this young, this short 5'7" guy that could jump out the gym. You know, he was one of those that I used to watch and I used to like. Carew, he'd be selling vegan food. He was out of Watergut, so I used to follow him because he was out of Watergut. He actually is the one that named me Besse anyway. Back
Yeah,
then.
okay, that was one of my questions too, but wait to knock it out.
Yeah, well, that I won't. I had to tell the woman, Besse me kiss in Spanish, but really and truly, I just
Oh
get
God,
yeah.
we ain't gonna go there because we
Yeah.
don't know you the girls them sugar scoop, so we're gonna leave that
No,
alone.
not at all, not at all, not at all, man. But yeah, so inspiring me is just basically watching Shabbat basketball, really, you know what I mean? It was just watching different types of people. King Baka was my boy, man.
Oh
King
man,
Baka Bola, man, same height, smooth, turn it
monster.
on, had no fear of no one. I mean, wow, he was my boy, you know.
But
So
man,
I
once
would
I
say he
saw
was
him
one.
play, I tried to tailor my game up, but he don't even know. He know now because I bragged so much about it. But that was
Yeah,
one of the most must watch players. I just like how this man the move on the court. He just glides and
Yeah.
he was just
yeah,
a beast,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
He
Smooth,
was just a
Oh
easy.
beast.
yeah, yeah, man. That man there was nice. He was
So
he
all
was
that being
nice.
said, give me your top five Virgin Island player. If you got me in it, exclude me. Exclude Tim Duncan and Roger Bell. Give me your
Yeah.
top five.
That
Virgin
you
Islands player.
that you
Yeah,
like. Your
that
personal
you like.
favorite.
You like
Your personal favorite.
top five.
Wow. Top five. Well, I'll tell you this, yeah. I'll give you two top five. A top five that never went to college and play. A top five that went to college. Let me try
Okay.
that because
Yeah.
um my top five that really never really was a college. First of all, I gotta say King Barker for sure. Bola, you
Yeah.
know. Um, Cobra. Cobra, that's my boy. I used to pass the
The
D all the
snake.
time.
The
Who's
Yeah,
snake.
I think he, I
Cobra.
think he, I think he went Alabama State, but he didn't like the grits up there, so he came back down. I ain't sure if he
the
graduated.
Crips?
Though.
I got use that
Yeah,
and
I
this
don't.
weekend. Dead.
Alabama. Them Southerners, they like that grits, that
Yeah. Yeah.
cheesy grits
Grits.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Cheese
that's
grits. Yeah.
Cobra. Who else on that top level locally? Zorro for sure. As much
Mm.
as we used to compete and hate, and he was selfish as hell. Zorro is the best
Zorro was
version.
selfish.
No, I mean, like what scorer? He was
I
just
just,
I talking
I
about
just
just.
fucking with you.
I mean, like
That's guy.
in
He's
more,
coming
yeah.
up Sunday, right?
Eh,
He's coming up Sunday. So watch
Sunday.
what you
yeah.
say,
Yeah.
Besse. Watch what
Sunday.
you
No,
Sunday
man.
we
say.
got.
When I mean,
Sunday we
when you
got
say
Zoro.
selfish, I mean that he was a straight up Westman and Westman only. You ain't coming from no East, you know what I mean? Like that's why kind of like he was just man them alone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
you. I got you.
But so
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about, like in a sense. But to me, he's the best player that never made it. The best player in the Virgin Islands that ever made nothing. That dude, that you know what I mean? And in the prime, his last several years, he still touched me up. You know what I mean? The last
Yeah.
couple years, I'm on them and so forth. But that's three. Um, and to tell you the truth, who else? Who that ain't make it to that ain't really play college ball? You know, Cobra, Bola, Zoro. I mean, the toughest player I ever played against is Shotgun. So I going with guards like crazy.
Yeah.
Shotgun.
The monster.
Shotgun, that dude there
Beast.
had the best teardrop floater from the free throw line I've
That's
ever
true.
seen.
That is
You
true.
understand?
One of the best ever defenders on the bar.
Yeah, and so I mean that's 4 players, and then one player I think that would have made it if he had keep his head on completely. And I might be missing people, you know, but is Dean Martin, rest in
Okay.
peace. I think
Dean
that
Martin,
the
Yeah,
yeah.
Dean
rest in peace.
and
He
you
was
know
really good.
and yeah, he was the top, one of the top, and he was in coffee them days and so on. So
Yes.
I think that would be my that I probably might be missing some people, and I apologize for that. But you know,
So those are the
off the
ones
top
who
of my
didn't
head,
make it. But what
local
about
that never
Yeah, look
uh,
at him.
may hit Tyrone
uh
in there, no? You had war with Tyrone?
Tyrone Ben College.
No,
Tyrone
tell
Ben
me.
College. I tell
I'll give you a name.
my
Oh,
that
are you
squad that was
college?
that didn't go college and
That
didn't
didn't
really
go
play
college,
college.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I
I'll
missed
give
that.
you.
No.
I'll give you a
Uh-huh.
name. Terry
Oh.
Simon.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh gosh, man. That's Mr.
Yes.
Smooth. He played with
Yeah.
Guidance Stoner. No, I think
Man,
people forget that, you know. That man is Mr. Smooth. I
Yeah.
loved his mid-range shot. He was just
Yeah.
and he had no fear neither, man. Man, that dude that was amazing. So yeah, I gotta
walking
put Terry in there.
man.
Yeah.
I got yes, but easy. My top, you know what I mean, I would say Sonil Charles. That's my boy.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, big
he's
up
like
Sunil.
he's an inspiration to me too. Sonil Charles. I would also say Weapon. Weapon
Yeah.
was a beast.
Okay.
I played with Weapon and I enjoyed throwing alley oops to him, and that was he had just finished school to Weapon. Sonny Weapon, Tyrone for sure. Tyrone for sure. That's 3. And who else?
Got your pang in it. I
There's
know he's like your sauce. Got put pang in it.
Pang. Hey, you know why I like Pang? And a lot of people don't know this about Pang, or people always say Pang is a hella defender, which he was. You couldn't put a ball, you know. Pang for sure. But he had some good passing skills. You understand?
Yeah.
Some good passing skills.
He just even dissed me on the last show, say he was a better passer than me. I say, you're right. I never used to pass. That ain't no contest. What he talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Of course you can pass more than me. I shoot it. You pass it.
Definitely. He definitely, and then you know, somebody else I got put it. I just had them on top of my mind, but I'm gonna tell you one person too, and he from St. Croix. Khalid Gerard. That boy there, Khalid Gerard, that boy there is a fan. Yeah, that man there, he turn up on my league. That man there is pure offense. I really like him. His offensive way, and that's how he's fearless as well. So that's about 4 or 5. I had somebody else that's to me in that same level. Oh, rest in peace, Mr. Adams, Lil Zab.
Yeah.
From ninth grade, Lil Zab. Boy, man, that if I could get my youngsters them to be with his mindset, man, he just have a level of like
he was gonna be the next super point guard from the VI, without a doubt.
Yes.
He had everything. He had everything.
Humility, for real.
Humility was like he was cool with everything. Like, you know, he was a good sportsmanship. He would laugh with you. He just been like a good dude. I haven't seen if my players could turn out to be, he's to me a perfect example of what I would love my youngsters to be, positive guidance in that level. You know, he is that's how humble he was, how energetic he was, how fearless he was, how friendly he was. You understand? And he was always willing to learn and teach. And he was advanced. From ninth grade, he's throwing passes, bounce passes, and the defender right there, and is right under the defender. And like this guy IQ was off the chart. And he was humble. So I definitely got to put him in, you know. I got to put him in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got to put my boy Andy Harbert there too, but, you know, that's done 5 already. But
big up Andy.
I remember you shoot your question before I go to my top 5 NBA.
No. Since after he does the NBA, I'll shoot some question.
Okay. Give me your top 5 NBA. Who you like? It ain't gotta be the best in the world. Just who you like, who you just like, to watch and you think have influence in terms of development in your program when you're teaching your kids?
Man, well, first of all, Michael was, my top
Yeah.
players from back then. But when it comes to that question you just asked, I like the LeBron. I love LeBron off court. LeBron is hated because of his followers, his friends. But LeBron is like he is great beyond. You know what I mean?
I
What
agree.
he does off the court, what he does. He ain't no fake, This dude is real, you know what I mean? So LeBron for sure, and I gotta give it to Curry in reference to his impact in the game. Although some
Yeah.
of these youngsters today, I have to tell a youngster, Curry ain't make it because he just wake up and could shoot. He had to put in work, and that's the problem with some of our youngsters. Y'all putting in work to my practice, and y'all ain't going home and putting in no work. That makes no sense, But Curry, just his spiritual situation, his humbleness, and still be able to go out there and a little trash talk and so that's a real human being and his impact on the wall as well.
Yeah.
But I gotta go also one of my best centers ever, Akeem Olajuwon. Akeem
Yes.
Olajuwon. You
Yes.
got Timmy there and everybody gonna say Timmy. Of course,
Yeah.
I'm a big Timmy fan, but Akeem Olajuwon, people asleep on him, man. This
That's
dude
Yeah.
had
true.
moves. He had a lot of
Now,
moves.
Bow ain't sleeping on he. Bow catch me the other night and start telling me
Yeah,
about Akeem. We were supposed to
yeah.
have a conversation, but really I was just listening to Bow. But he was talking facts.
Yeah, Akeem Olajuwon and one of my favorite point guard, of course. I think one of the best point guard, and they don't name him a lot, is Steve Nash. But I'm a Jason Kidd, a Jason Kidd fan. But Steve Nash is one of the top point guards. He used to do the same thing that Curry's doing.
Yep.
You
That's
know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of people asleep on Steve Nash. So when it comes to naming a five, I probably gonna name seven because it's just how it is.
Yeah.
I'm
It sounds
surprised you
good.
didn't mention John Stockton because
I was
uh
about to mention John
oh,
Stockton.
okay, okay, okay.
I was
I
going, but
used to
then when
call
I
you the
thought
VI
of
Stockton.
as John Stockton, man, I love him. Man. John Stockton was a point guard. You know what I
Point
mean?
guard.
Yeah.
Point guard. Yep. That's
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
I was gonna mention him, but then that Jason Kidd and Steve Nash. When it comes to people relating, you know what I mean? Those was off the chain. You know, so
Well,
I
one
gonna
of
never
the
be
things
able
I
to name a
noticed
five.
about your list, the fact that all of them are so disciplined, like you say, and humble. They work hard. They don't get in trouble off the court. So you
Mhm.
definitely got a very respectable list, and I can see why you really like those guys. Other than Mike,
Yes.
Mike was a beast. Mike was doing all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah, Mike is a beast. Is only now I find out he was that. But then when you gotta realize you're the best in the world, you want people around you to be, as and sometimes it's impossible. But who
Yeah,
says that I win any championship if he wasn't pushing them? I don't like the way he
exactly.
did certain things. But guess what?
Yeah.
That he reminds me of Tyrone. With Tyrone and Poison will go at it, and Tyrone would be going rough. But guess what? Tyrone got confidence out of this wall. Tyrone Alex, his confidence is what pushed him more than anything. His confidence will tell you, listen, I need to put in more work. So, yeah, but that thing with Jordan, just finding out recently, I not really care for how he dealt with this, but I kind of understand, what he had. That was his way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah, man.
Mamba.
Yeah. So basically, so I was looking at your pictures and stuff on Facebook, and I see you. And I didn't notice until I think it was last season that you was up in Orlando to a basketball tournament. And as I was
Yeah.
looking to all your pictures, I could see you've been attending to a lot of basketball tournaments in Florida and Orlando. Talk about the experience playing some of the basketball teams up in the States with your team, and talk about the difference in basketball and how they play up here compared to how you guys play down there with your
Good
team.
question.
Yeah, the basketball up there was, I mean, is a lot. I mean, the different tournaments we playing, says different things. The one in Orlando, the small fry in Orlando, that tournament is so. Why I like that tournament? You have Chicago, you have Puerto Rico, you have Wisconsin, you have different. But Chicago comes with the quick players, the quick and strong players, right? So I use that lesson playing against them, coaching against the Chicago team to tell my kids, yeah, I need to learn how to dribble fast as well. And when I mean fast, quicker bounces. St. Croix players them, they don't they have this same little slow bounce. So when it comes to a one, I want to break down a defender, they can't because their dribbles are so average slow. So when you go to when you play against Chicago now in the small fry, you're seeing you're seeing like the quicker dribble, the faster movements and stuff like that. And so I use that to teach the kids them. And then when you go to Puerto Rico to me is like one of the more intelligent. Puerto Rico teaches a lot of IQ. Like the players them are so intelligent. You know what I mean? So then this is where I use the Puerto Rico teams then that attend small fry. I use what they do and I try to build the basketball IQ for my youngsters them. So now I use that. But it has this one team that has won it twice, I think, in the last couple of years, and it's Wisconsin. Wisconsin, what I love about Wisconsin, their team is comprised of a woman coach, and 50% or 40% white, 50, 60% black. So it's not like a black team or something like that. So now these kids are seeing, wait, these white boys could play. You know what I mean? So the experience that these kids are gaining, and that's why I keep wanting to carry them there. You know what I mean? Because that's top level. That's top. Now, once you could get to the top bracket, you're really playing against top notch. So it's like different. And that Wisconsin team, that coach is super smart, run plays, sideline, out of bounds, baseline, like everything. And so it's like I watch her and I'm like, I'm amazed because you know what I mean? We don't have that much female coach. You know, we have Lanisa and she's up and rising and she's a smart coach, you know what I mean? But again, and then when you go to YBOA, we won a couple of championships in YBOA, but that's a lesser tournament. But with our kids them here, unless you're gonna carry a super all-star team, you know, like with me, I carry my organization. I used to carry Positive Guidance, but then I started to go out and represent as St. Croix all-star, so I could get different people from around the neighborhoods because some of the coaches them was not allowing the players to come travel with me because they fear that the players would want to stay with me. And that was never my thing. I'm not asking players to come and travel with me so they could stay on my team. I just want to expose them to out there. So I have a traveling team that's 15 and under traveling team. Khalid Haywood, he's at Complex. He plays with Alliance. I have players from different places, and we have that relationship. You play with Alliance, you play with this team, but we travel together. And we went to a USAA tournament, and wow, that there is it was above, it's below what do you call the top one again? It's below
top AAU.
AAU is slightly below AAU according to what I see, but it's way above YBOA. And we attended, and we played against yes, and we played. We went to that tournament, and we had a team with like all 3 and 4 footers, and my players like, Besse, I could post you up, I could do this, and guess what? That team pick us apart. Like they had a concept: dribble, drive, dish, dribble, drive, dish. You know, they had a concept. So you learn these different things, and the kids then learn. The kids then learn.
One of the hardest thing I see, because I coach myself, because you know me and you talk a lot. Where our kids them is really missing, where I try to teach and where I hope a lot more coaches in the Virgin Islands, the entire Virgin Islands teach, is simple, fundamental, the verbiage, the language. We don't speak the language. Our kids them don't know Shakana, Kana tree, hit that elbow,
the elbow,
and we are missing so many terminologies that the simple thing like you do pass and cut. A lot of people just watch it, but when I watch it, I understand what you're doing. Our game is very stationary. We get the best players, and everybody stay on the wing. Once you get to the stage, there's a lot of movement and replacement. If you ain't accustomed to you get them. So how could you get all the coaches in St. Croix to understand? No, you might lose a couple games, but you are developing young minds. If your children or your kids them don't learn these things, they will not make it. I'm not saying this because I'm hating. I'm saying it because I went through it. You need these things. Coaches in the States don't talk like we set pick. We saw set pick. We saw nobody setting no pick. What is that? No. You go here, hey, set that 1-4. Oh, set that one for high, set that one too high, set that 5 go high, set that 3 4 high, pick and roll, set the side screen. If he ice you, go this way. That's how the coaches them talk. If we
Yep.
don't know things, you go fail.
Yeah. A lot of the coaches up here, what they're doing is they're running a lot of college offenses. They're running a lot of college offense. They'll watch a lot of
Yeah.
Kentucky, Memphis,
Yes.
Villanova, and they'll get their offense and they'll run their offense. So they're teaching their kids a lot of their offense and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So which is good. So it makes the kids so much advanced. And like you said, Tegan and Besse, it's just talking the terminology, basketball terminology, so they know where to go on the court and stuff like that.
I think one of the thing is myself, because I lost the passion for a little while, you know what I mean? Because it was basketball, but then when you start to see some players that join your organization, but then they get to high school and they're not doing what they're supposed to do in school, or they started using drugs. It hit me so hard that my passion to coach and my passion was very low. So I wasn't like teaching myself what, like, I think in reference to what you're saying and what I was saying is like myself too. We need to accept and be able to have trainers come down here for some of us coaches overall, all coaches, and for those who want to train us on different, same thing like you said, different terminologies, different coaching plays, give us links to different things. And hopefully the coaches who really wants to do it will look into it further and be able to come and provide better quality training, better quality coaching, and overall just better quality uplifting, So I definitely believe that we need trainers, and I had gotten someone from the NBA from a religious standpoint that they contacted me, right? And I tell them I'm down for it. I want you guys to come, but I never heard back from them again. Like they were coming to train some NBA. They was in the BVI last year, and they were supposed to come, but we never really connected completely. But I feel that a lot of the coaches that want to coach out there, either at school ball or even on the streets, we need more training. We need a lot more training, coaching training. If you train me how to train, if you teach me how to train better, how to coach, the kids are gonna get more quality, They're gonna have a lot more. And I heard that from someone, if you ain't played college ball or you ain't seen college ball, been a part of college ball, you really can't coach a child to go to college. I agree and disagree. But there is a level when you're at that college level, right? That if you stay at that high school level, then you will never be able to. You could, but you have a better opportunity to know the training and be able to give more. But some of these coaches are not giving more. You know what I mean? They're not giving more. And you gotta start from young.
Well,
We need a farm system.
Personally, sorry, I just feel we
go
have a
ahead.
little delay. I just feel like too many coaches, especially at St.Croix, sometimes I think their pride is actually blocking them. They think that
That's what's going on.
they don't want to know anything else. But as much as I coach, I am still learning. I am willing to learn from anybody, and that's a coach period, because the game is always changing. And
Yes.
one of the people I really respect as coaches, I respect a lot of coaches, like yourself.
Yeah.
But two of the people I really admire is Coach Dean Haywood and Coach Baker. Because especially Coach Baker, because I remember when he started out with his project trying to
Yeah.
raise a team in Freeville Baptist, there was a laughing stock in terms of high school ball. And he just
Yeah.
dedicated himself, teaching them system, teaching them hard work.
Yeah.
At first they struggled, and then even this year they were so tough. They were beating they were beating all the public school. That came from willingness to learn, put in the work, and actually go there. And for us
Yeah.
coaches, especially myself, it's actually better way to coach, because I actually understand what you're doing. So now
Yeah.
I can plan against you a little better than if you just going out there running ball. It's a little
Yeah.
bit more erratic, so you can't really put in too much structure. But this is the type of game we need to get to in terms of the whole Virgin Islands. We have to have structure. Our kids need to understand what they're doing on the court. They can't just be going out there just running wherever they feel like, shooting 50 million 3 pointers and only making one and think is the greatest thing from slice spread. We have to change the game, and it's not just like you say.
Yes.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
yeah. That's something I was gonna ask too. With I think we had Pangan. I want to say because like I remember Tiga with the VI national team. You have those coaches that come down and they coach the VI national team. And I always wonder that what they should do is they should invite a lot of the coaches from the high schools and the junior high schools and the youth and some of the travel teams and have like a coaches clinic so they could learn from some of those advanced coaches and stuff like that. Like you had college coach with Anderson, you had Sam Mitchell and stuff like that. If they could have like a coaches clinic, or even when the VI national team have practice, you invite all the coaches so they could see, the strategies and see how they run their practices and how they communicate with the players, and so they could start learning some of the terminologies and stuff like that.
I agree with your concept, but I really I wouldn't care for those coaches that deal with the Olympic team. I would quicker listen to Bo before I listen to them, because they getting paid to do what they want. They ain't coming there from the passion that they had. I want somebody that gonna train me or train. I'm not trying to diss these men because I don't know them like that, but I know they're getting paid. I want individuals that can provide quality training. Sam Mitchell is a good trainer. But I want individuals that can relate, because remember, you're coaching, teaching me to be a coach and a trainer to teach and train kids. Them coaches ain't coming from that mindset, I want individuals that'll be able to train me and give me the information, give these people information, so then they could understand that there's children we're teaching, there's children we want to train, and the quality is needed and the passion is needed. You send somebody that does come into coach the national team and getting paid, you know what I mean? I don't think their passion is there, It's just gonna give you,
I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit, coach. Don't get mad with me. But I'm gonna respectfully disagree. And here's why. Because I'm a system of the product in terms of Virgin Island. Like you say, I would love to hear Coach Bow talk all day. Coach Bow is one of the smartest minds we have in the Virgin Island, no joke. But for some reason, locally, especially the kids them who never see him play, they won't respect him on the level I do. So he gets a lot of pushback. And then those same kids will come to me and say, man, I was telling me to do this. And I will tell them, guys, look, do you understand when I was in high school, that's the man that used to be killed, giving me all the information. You actually get it from the master. So what I'm trying to say is sometimes our local will get a black with the local coaches, including myself. I was saying you should have somebody from away, like you say. It don't have to be somebody and a local coach. So the local coach know the mindset of the youths them there, but at least them guys, we might be saying this thing a million times. If a coach come from overseas and they know he went to Duke, them man gonna be like this. Because they are gravitating away, they're gonna listen a little bit more. So I would say you need a picture, it can't just be local.
No. What I didn't mean that in reference to bow. I mean, I would take bow training, but what I'm trying to say, I definitely agree with more coaches from outside coming in and train. That particular coach name that y'all called, I'm not a big. I don't feel like his mindset. Not I saying out I'm more taking from Bo, but I'm not saying as Bo be training us, and he could do his part like Baker could do his part. But I prefer people to come from the States and come and train us as coaches and stuff like that. But not that particular name that you call besides Sam Mitchell. Someone that come in to getting paid to come here. You understand? And getting paid really good, right? Really, what do they have? What passion that they can really share with us? Because we learn it from you. You train you as a coach for already established players. I want someone that knows, okay, teenagers, high schoolers, middle schoolers, and train me so then I could have a better understanding. I'm not saying that might not work with the person, but there's a lot of coaches that can only coach quality players, can only coach. I want. I get what you're saying. So, you're checking. But I was just saying, bow over them.
Away.
No, man.
So I do catch what you say.
You know what I mean?
I would love more people from away to come and help us, a lot more, and I go make it happen.
No, you know what I mean?
That's a part we do.
I mean that I mean, like, I understand where you're coming from. I understand totally where you're coming from, Besse. But what I mean is like coaches just coaching. We just talking about strategies and the ins and outs about coaching, like giving you information that you don't know. You know, like if you have one coach from a different era and another coach from a different era, and you guys just just have a conversation about coaching.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yes.
they hear your viewpoint from your coach, your philosophy or your coaching, and you hear their philosophy, and just
Oh
having
yeah.
that dialogue and conversation. So you kind of, you could kind of piggyback off of each other and gain information. That's what I mean as
Yeah.
far as
That's
the
big.
coaches clinic. But what you said
That's
about passion, I agree with you 100%. Totally agree.
Yeah.
We're
let
having
me
a
now
passion
say this,
about.
Besse and myself, I always speak about this, including Bow and Coach Baker. We have never really established a coaching association in the Virgin Islands. I think that's one of the biggest things about us. I'll give you an example. Like I played in Argentina, Spain, obviously America. Those are the big dogs. Brazil, and one of the things I learned from visiting some of those countries, Puerto Rico, they have a system in how they play. We have never really created that identity how we want to play the game. You know what I'm saying? So like in Puerto Rico, their system is based on shooting outside shot and passing. They will
Yeah.
practice that 24/7. That's their bread and butter. They got good shooters and they got excellent passers. In
Yeah.
Argentina, Spain is just super IQ. They ain't even so much athleticism.
Yeah.
They are so intelligent. Anytime you make a mistake, they're gonna pick you apart. Obviously, in the USA, it's more athleticism. I felt by not having a coaching association where all, like Mama say, all the coaches get together and we can say, look, this is our talent. We have raw, natural, sprinting up and down in your face, man to man, 90% like how Arkansas Razorback used to play, 40 minutes of hell. We got that type of players in the VI.
Yeah.
We need to tailor our system. But we are so all over the place. We don't really have that collective group. And I think if
Yeah.
we can get that coaches association, I think it will take our game to a higher level.
You know what's difficult, and
That's
I
true.
agree
That's
100%. We've
true.
spoken about this for years from Alan Bork. You know what I mean? I think one of the biggest issues is that number one, a lot of coaches um, they have some bad ways and they have their own ways and they have some selfish ways that they don't want to branch out. They talk the talk, you know, but then they're like and everybody want to come together and say, you know what, for the betterment of this, not for the betterment of positive guidance, not for the betterment of myself, for the betterment of the community, our youngsters. And
The
if
kids.
all the coaches them want to create a coaching association for that purpose or for those purpose, unselfish purposes, definitely. But that's why we haven't gotten one, because this person don't like this person, and of course everybody else don't like this. But that's life, you know,
Bullet,
as coaches. But
coach.
yeah,
I like
but
the
you know, I mean, it's just a lot of personal reason, and I've had to battle them over and over and over again. And people see, because they think that positive guidance, and you see me this and you see me doing that. I just have, at one point somebody was saying I coaching the rich alone. Like, for real? Are you kidding me? Now I coach whoever I want. My door is open to anyone, as long as you don't come and bring negativity to my organization. You don't
Yeah.
come, you can't use no obscene language. As a parent, you can't use obscene language as well around my organization. You know, just stuff like that. We try to keep it positive, you know what I mean? Because of the kids. You know what I'm saying? You want to go home and you want to do that on your own on the side, no problem. But in front of the kids, I don't want you to pick up those bad habits. But with the coaching association, if everyone would be unselfish and would willing to sacrifice for the youngsters, for our community, then that would be successful. But you can't create a group when everyone has a different, everybody's looking for where they're gonna benefit from this group. You check where I'm coming from, Tegan? If
No,
all
I
of us
totally
are,
understand.
and guess what? We getting less and less coach, you know. You notice how much
Yeah.
teams enter in these leagues? We getting less and less coach. How much teams you really? Because say if you start a league tomorrow, you probably get 3 teams on the whole island. You understand? 4 teams on the whole. Um, basketball has dropped so tremendously. You understand? And
Yeah.
you have us and you have that group out of St. Thomas with Miss Robinson. I think is what are the
Is it
videotape, the thing
talent?
like live wire? No, the
Oh, like
yeah, you
talk about
have these
Boise.
things, not Boise, no, but that woman, Rihanna Robinson, that's her
Oh my
name, who
God,
does,
yeah, yeah. Live
you
wire.
see, those things was not happening years ago. She come in with a good idea, to big up the youth them and so forth. But the talent has dropped so much. You understand? In the top 20 last year, they had an eighth grader. Remember? In the
Yeah,
top 20, an eighth grader in playing in high school ball, and then the top
Wow.
20 high school players. That's to show you the level of basketball has dropped, and it goes back to what you've been saying, Tegan, and I know you know that. You know what I mean? The foundation and where these kids coming from, they should not have to be reaching to high school, and you have to teach them all these different things. I try my best, you know what I mean? And I still got more I need to do. But at the end of the day, with all the hiccups and all the things that's going on in this world, we still need to be able to provide quality training for these youth. So when they reach to that high school level, we have better quality basketball being played, you know?
Yeah.
let me tell you, you touch on something that touched my heart because when you're talking about discipline, my coach told me in college 1 year, he would rather take. It could be two players. One could be super athletic, super great, and somebody can be marginal. He would rather take the marginal player who is disciplined, who listens, who is coachable, than somebody super talented who just wants to do whatever they feel like. And that message
Mm.
needs to go to a lot of players. Yes,
Yeah.
your child might be super talented. He can do a lot of things. He's getting all the scoring thing. But if he's rude, if he's disrespectful, if he
Mm.
doesn't want to do what the coach said, no coach will not take a chance with him because when 2 seconds left in the game and a coach asks him to do this play, a coach cannot trust him because he's so undisciplined. He's gonna go with a
Yeah.
disciplined style.
Yep. Yep. And
So
you
that was
correct.
powerful. What you said, man. That was powerful. That day is one of the things we really need to to all the coaches them. And one of the things that I adopted is I like to talk like I like to respect everybody. So all of my players I like to call them sir. And they'll be like, Coach, why
Mm-hmm.
you calling me sir? Because I'm showing you I respect you. If I
Mm-hmm.
show you I respect you as an adult, I need the reciprocal. So when I say yes, sir, don't feel bad. I'm just doing it because I respect you. So when I ask you a question, I want you to speak that way. It's nothing about no slave masters or nothing like that. It's just you saying, look, I respect you, and this is where it's gonna be, and whatever you teach me, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do.
Yes. Yeah, and I totally agree with you. You have to show that respect to them youth. I learned that at YRC. With these youth over here, right? All the horrible things I'm gonna do on the street and so I come with you. When you first come, I got the most screwy face because you know what? You ain't gonna come here believing it's a hotel. Cause did I get a
Yeah,
little water where and I gonna keep it 100 with you. But I am a fair, and I tell these youngsters, you respect me, I'm gonna respect you. You understand? And from there, when they see my actions with the respect level that I have for them, regardless of the mistakes they made to come in here, they gonna come back and they're gonna respect me. They respect me to the point that I could just sit down. I mean, even I watch what they're doing. They kind of got a little fear too, but it's mostly respect. You
yeah, yeah.
understand? And why it's respect is because I show them the respect. You understand? I show them and I look out for them in certain levels. Right now, I got push-up competition. Every time I come to work now, it's like, what letter we choosing? So if you choose the letter K and you say a word with the letter K in it, you gotta drop and do 20 push-ups. So all of we that doing push-ups, we working out, you know what I mean, with these kids and they're loving it. You know what I mean? I bring a little Xbox for them man to play. You can't play the Xbox unless you do 50 push-up. You gotta work. I tell them nothing in life is for free. Never accept and believe that because it looks like it's free, it is free. It doesn't have to be money. So I teaching them from now, these man, yeah, although everybody else turning back on them, I trying to kind of build them back up, you know what I mean? So respect. You have even the worst of the worst, you gotta respect, even the ones that make mistakes, the ones that feel it is bad man. You gotta show them respect. And then you get
Right.
back the respect in return, you know?
Like, yeah,
And that's
that's
how it
true.
is. And
That
that's
is
how I
true.
operate. Real, you know?
Shoot
Yeah,
number.
yeah, that's true. No, I mean that's good information, man. That and because the reason I brought up with the whole the coaches and stuff like that is because I'm up here and growing up in the Virgin Islands and then playing professional baseball, and then now my son playing basketball, and then now I'm actually like really involved in basketball up here, and I realize how far back we are in the Virgin Islands. Because I'll give you an example. My son, he's in ninth grade. He's an okay player, and he's playing 10th grade. And then before the COVID-19, he was going to be playing with the 10th grade team. And then they have live period in Atlanta, Georgia. Live period is where you play in front of a bunch of scouts, Division 1, Division 2 scouts. So he's getting an opportunity to play in front of Division 1, Division 2 scouts, and he's in the ninth grade. So it made me realize, like, man, when I was in the ninth grade growing up in the Virgin Islands, and not just me, D. Martin, Coffee, Carlos Hawkins, Kevin Shepard, all these guys. If we had the opportunity to have a team, where we could go to tournaments, where we could actually play in front of scouts, when it was a freshman in high school, sophomore, junior, or senior, it would create more opportunities for us. So that's why it really like opened up my eyes and see. So when Besse talk about how a lot of coaches and the bad-mindedness and stuff like that, it's 100% true. I think if everybody could just see the bigger picture and see it's all about the kids, and if
all about the youth them.
All about the youth them. And if it's each one teach one, and we create more opportunities for the youth them, it creates more opportunities for us back home. So it's so important that everybody is the thing is just trying to get together and do it for the kids then, do it for the youths then, man. Do it for the youths,
Yeah, once everybody jump on board, that's it right there, man. You know saying, Tegan?
Here's one of the things that burned me, Base, and I want to know how you feel about this as a coach. I hate when my players them to come and say referee cheated. I hate that in the Virgin Islands. I hate it in St. Croix. I hate it in St. Thomas. I always discipline my players them for complex. You are not coming and tell me no referee cheat. I go say, okay, you think the referee cheat you? You missed 14 free throw. You missed 8 layup. How many we lost by? We lost by 4. How did the referee cheat you?
Thank you.
Yes, to push the referee and try to get little things here and there. Yeah, that's the coaches trying to get every little thing. But at the end of the day, we are letting these players getting away with too many excuses when their game are not up to par. This referee cheated in the Virgin Islands have to stop. And it's not just basketball. I got the softball, it's the same thing. I didn't even know you could have cheated that. This is ridiculous. We need to stop that out. We need to stop that strategy.
Yeah, what you know what about me? You saying that there? I dislike that any player tell me a referee cheating against bench. You understand? Because at the end of the day, I know all my players and I know what they could give. And at the end of the day, don't tell me nothing about no referee cheating. You understand? Because these referees are not gonna call everything accurately, just like how you're not gonna make every free throw, every jump shot accurately. You know what I mean?
True. That's true.
And that's why we need to videotape anything, any league, videotape it, because now you could go back to practice and you can say, look, do you still believe it's the referee? But I'm gonna tell you something from small, I tell these kids, you blame the referee or make an excuse for your fault, you're making an excuse for your game. And nobody that blames the referee excels to the higher level. Never. You understand?
That's true.
And trust me, and I tell them, you know what, one of the things that I use with some of these kids, I would tell them, who was the top player last year in high school? And let's say, I just said this every year, especially to my high school players. Who was the top player in high school last year? And some of them don't remember. That's how bad it is. Some of them don't know. And I say, okay, what school did they go to? They went to some college, Like I'm saying, so if you're gonna put your game as, even if they tell you one of the best, you're the best Virgin Island player, what weight does that have? What weight as being the best Virgin Island players have? Is that sending you automatically to D1? The best player in Florida definitely going D1. You understand?
I don't want to brag, but I was pretty damn good, right? You could say. And once I got to Jacksonville University, I didn't play a minute. That thing burned me so bad, scoring 35 and 40 points a game at St. Croix. And I arrived in Jacksonville University all hype, thinking I about to dominate Florida and Florida State. And Mumba, I ain't play a minute. That thing gave me such a humble pie. I had to relearn the game because my talent wasn't good enough. I had to relearn the game.
Everything, yeah.
It's
Yep.
true.
Yep.
It's true. It's a reality check.
So when these when these kids come with this referee cheating, not cheating. No, referee, what cheating? Don't never tell me referee cheating. You hear? No, never tell me that because I don't coach man, and that's the problem we have. These coaches and parents are adding to these. They're cheating. Don't even if it's in your mind as a coach or a parent, do not say it in front of the kids because what you're doing is that you're confirming or you validating they saying the referee cheated.
That's
What
true.
my mother said, oh, my coach is cheating. You understand? And that's wrong. And we gotta keep adult do and say adult things are wrong adults. You understand? Keep all of that thing away from the kids then. And if we all of us could come together and teach these kids that there ain't a referee cheating. You understand? I have a child come practice last weekend and this week, and all he's doing is shooting 3-pointers. So I did a drill for him to shoot mid-range shot. If he shot 40 shots, he only made 5. Mid-range shot. You understand why? So accustomed to shooting behind the arc that the mid-range shot that you ain't even practicing the mid-range shot. You understand? Today I had 2 people with the pads. And so when you come in, you're touching sideline to sideline and you're getting the ball at the feature line to pull up. But before you get the ball at the feature line, the next player hitting you with the pad. So now it's game time situation. You get bumped, you receive the ball, can you make the shot? That man is a whole nother level now that man seeing. You understand? This free.
Yeah.
But again, these kids, they have this one side thing in one track mind. Shoot 3-pointers alone. And around me, that ain't gonna work. You know?
You see, because I felt, like you say, it's about education. A lot of coaches need to explain to the kids, nothing wrong with a tree. I love 3-pointers too. But they don't understand that the closest shots them is what actually develop that tree because you gain the touch, you gain the feel, you gain the rhythm. And once you get the rhythm, you extend. As great as Steph Curry is, when you watch his workout, he always starts from inside close. Then as he start getting the rhythm, he walk his way back to the locker room. He don't just come out and shoot threes. So I don't know who these guys watching. It's crazy.
You can't be in my group. You can't be 7 years old or them kind of ages and come and shoot 3-pointers. You know, you are not allowed to shoot 3-pointers. 6 years old, you're not allowed to shoot 3-pointers. Even up until 10. Now, if you're in a game, a league time situation, and that's your shot, then that's your shot at that particular moment because you were open. But I don't teach my youth them 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. You ain't shooting no 3-pointer. Not on practice time. You understand?
You're right.
Because
most of the time they're gonna screen to try and make that shot at that age. They're gonna mess up their farm.
Mess up the
People
farm.
don't understand shooting. It's something about shooting in terms of people don't understand. People look at me, they will say, okay, I'm a pretty good shooter, but they don't understand. When I shoot, I could care less how many shots I make. I'm more concentrated on my balance, my feet. I'm more concentrated that I'm jumping and coming down in the same spot. My arc is good, my release is good. Those are my mindset before the shot. So if you can't do that every time you shoot, then most of the time you're gonna be up, down, because the only thing you're thinking about is your shot. You're thinking the right way.
Yeah, I agree. And these kids need, and I keep telling them, like today they're shooting free throws, and they're doing this often. The ball at the front of the rim. Second shot, the ball at the front of the rim. Third shot, if you shooting 5 free throw, I said, but wait, you ain't make no adjustment? Like, what are you thinking? You're just shooting for shooting's sake? If the first shot hit the front of the rim, and it just happened that the second shot hit the front of the rim, make the adjustment. But you shouldn't have made it after the first shot. So you know what I mean? So now I gain in their mind. You understand? You just can't go up there and just shoot. That's hope. I call it the hope shot. You know, you hoping the shot go in. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to gain these kids' brain, the retention. I don't know how far the retention level is. If they leave, they forget. But that's my purpose, is trying to get in their brain and open their mind. You know?
Remember, we have any questions for the fans who want to ask Besse anything?
Yeah, we got a question from Miss Granville. Do you guys dissect games with your players?
Yes, Well, with me, with positive guidance, yes, we dissect games. We don't do it often, like on St. Croix, positive guidance versus Alliance. And then there's positive guidance versus whatever all-star team they create to beat positive guidance. We do dissect what's going on, not as often as we should, but because you're so accustomed to playing the same team over and over again, you're
Okay.
going with a concept. Last year the concept for the Alliance was don't run with them because for some reason the squad that I had would get tired in the fourth quarter, and Alliance still balance off. You know what I mean? So you gotta dissect and you gotta be able to tell the players what needs to be done in reference to certain things. So yeah, we do it, not as often as I should be doing it, but like I told you guys, I kind of let Mr. Robbie take over and do a little coaching because I wasn't really 100% in it. But yes, we do the
Yeah.
dissecting. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And Mama, I don't need to answer that because you know me. I am I am so detailed that even the dumbest man in the world will go and pass a test when I finish the league. I will give statistics
yeah.
and data and everything. Hey, this guy, if he stay on the left side, he's gonna miss this. I will let you know everything. So
Yeah.
I try to make my players know that I don't want them to be a go back, especially
Yeah.
offensively. I could give them so many tips in terms of what they need to do. But at the end of the day, you as a player gotta do it. You know, you gotta use your mind. Your mind gotta be very fast and rapid. Because what I tell to them all the time, at the highest level, every person who reached the highest level know exactly your game. They know everything about you. They scout you. They
Yeah.
watch you on tape.
Mhm.
It's up to you now to counter everything they're doing, and you have to do it at a high speed and a high rate of mind. So you got to think. So the number one thing I tell them, develop your mind. Yes, you're athletic, you're fast, you can shoot, but if you don't develop
Yeah.
this, trust me, you ain't got no
Yeah.
shot.
I agree with you. I'll tell you this, right? I'll tell you something. Years ago, when Sunil Charles was in college in Indiana, right? Indiana IUP, some kind of college there, right? Sunil had mentioned to me years, this is long time ago, and I always kept it in my mind because I tell the players them these days. He said, for every team, there's a playbook. There's a playbook that telling you number 44 from that team, he likes to go left, he likes to go right. And you
Yeah.
understand? He's good at a jump shot. He shoots this percentage of the shots then when he goes left. You understand? Then not on top, you're talking about every individual players, but then yet what is the team strengths in reference that they run this plays and all of that you got is in just one team. And I telling these players, if you can't handle the same team all the time and understanding where their strengths are, where their weaknesses are, then that from a basketball like you lost already. Because even
Yeah.
if you win the game, on whatever reasons. I'm trying to get you guys to have an open mind because when you go to college, you have a whole, what I mean, like library of stuff because each team has a playbook. Each
Yeah.
team has a,
Yeah.
defensively and offensively, and you still got to dissect the of the players individually. You understand? So that story that Sunil shared with me that he was going through, I sharing it with these kids, and it's for
Yes.
them to understand that.
Yeah.
And so you knock the nail on the head right there. It's like they have to be able to have that understanding of like,
And
being able to
you have
jump
to
on that
remember your plays too, like you say, because
and
you
remember your
you gotta
plays.
remember your offense and your offensive philosophy and what you're trying to do. And
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
point guard, as We's point guard, not only do you have to remember you gotta remember all five guys on the court, which was
Yes.
even more responsibilities. Because if
Yeah.
one of your big man or somebody's out of place, you gotta be waving, coming, hey, what you doing? Get in your spot. You,
Mhm.
I mean, it's tough.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got couple more questions here. From Renice, we got, do y'all encourage the children to come early to the games to watch their opponent, their competition?
You want to answer? You want me to answer, Tegan?
No, as you remember, use the
Um.
guy.
Well.
I'll go after.
Well. When we always encourage the kids to come early because not only to watch the teams before, but to be able to be ready. You cannot tell me game about to start and your shoes ain't tight. And now when we travel to the States, hear this, Shannon, we travel to the States, right? When you jump in the bus, My bag is open. I'm saying Thomas to my bag open. All phones in my bag. You put all the phones, no distraction. All phones in the bag. No conversation outside of basketball, outside of the game that we're going to play. I try to keep them close in. And we're going, I don't want nobody walking up and down or anything like that. Concentrate. And hey, we might end up meeting that team. I need you to see what that team is about. You understand? So the first thing first, take away what they're closest to, and that's their phone. And we let the parents them know when we have games. If you call your child and they don't want to answer, it's because I have the phone. You understand? And so that's one of the ways just to be able to study what's going on. See what that Chicago team and that Puerto Rico team is very quick. That's very smart. Look at the players. I will ask them every game, who is the player, especially at the lower level, 13, 14 and under. Who is the key player from that team that we're going to be playing next? Who's the key player from that? And they'll tell me number this, number that, number that. I have to ask these kids. I need to keep them sharp. I need to keep them understanding stuff. Now, if one player answer or two players, most of the time it'll always be multiple players answering. Then they're going to send a message to the next kids. I'm like, what? I need to pay a little bit more attention, man. So then now you have a whole collective group of kids watching and seeing, okay, who is studying, who's the better player.
That's right.
He could shoot a lot of time. They come to me, they say, watch out, number 2. He could hit jump shots. He's this because they've been studying that player, and that's so for me. Yeah, that's how I work it out.
Okay, we got another question here from RT. How is the conditioning for them? How extensive is it, and where do you get your ideas from?
Conditioning wise, I sorry, my son. I get better now at it, but conditioning wise, I think one of the biggest issues with me conditioning wise is that I don't like with my teams, I don't unless it's for a tournament. Blada is my assistant coach. Blada is my go-to dude. And if I need to condition in, I would ask Blada. Blada will walk from east to west and all that thing. Blada will run now. He's doing all kind of triathlon training that he ain't gonna be part of. But riding bike now, he's swimming and he running as usual. But I need to do better in conditioning, but one of the reasons why it's hard for me to condition because my organization is it's a developing organization. So what happens is that if I have elite players there, they might practice there. I might have 7 to 9 here, and then I might have new beginners, Blada dealing with new beginners. I have a different group. So I might have 5 or 6 different groups. I might have 13 years old that don't really know how to play, but they just love basketball. I can't shut them out and say, you can't come to my facility. You understand? I have to give them the same respect as I given the ones them who want to play. Right now, last year, my 7, 8, and 9-year-olds were actually learning faster than my group of 11, 12, and 13-year-old. But that was because during school league, they were going to practice. My main elite players then were going to their school practices. So whoever was left that wasn't playing our school teams, my 7, 8, and 9-year-old were faster learners, were actually better, more aggressive, and it was amazing. So it's hard with conditioning for me. It's hard unless there's a tournament going on to go away that I would condition them. So I'm weak at that when it comes to conditioning. You know what I mean? I had another part of that question, but conditioning wise, there's different reasons why,
Okay. Another question we have here from Ms. Granville. For the school teams, what happens in the summer?
No, them school teams. I think positive guidance is year round. Yeah. So if you're not a school team that I coach, right? And you decide that you want to come to my positive guidance practice, you could come to my positive guidance practice. I'm going to tell you this, yeah. Most of the school coaches that coach school league don't coach nowhere else. If you have 20 to 25 school coaches, right? School coaches in the whole island of St. Croix, 5 of them, man, the coach on the side. You got Zoro, you got Tegan to mostly be running the leagues them. But you got Zoro to jump up and help right now back to the, I'm glad that he's back to the west side coaching them, man. You have me, and you don't have that much school coaches coaching outside leagues or summer leagues.
This is what hurt my feelings when I see that. Like you said, I had to do I coach school league, but I run the summer leagues then. So I
Yeah.
can't coach the team. But the girls throughout the school year they
Man.
have so many teams. And when it comes to the summer, not one of these girl coaches
Nothing.
want to coach these girls in the summer. That is
It's
pathetic. If
yeah.
you really care about developing these young ladies, come on, man. Forget about that little jokey $3,000 stipend. That's nothing.
Yeah.
You are in this game to developing young people. If you care about them young ladies, come on. When the school finish, we need to put them in leagues. We need to have a
Hey,
woman league.
That's
let
it.
me
It's
show
That's
so
you
it.
some. Tegan, you're right. Tegan, I went to a top coach, female coach, right? And I said, because I had 5 female players from different school practicing with me, but they don't come all the time together. So then they end up practicing against the boys. Some of them are kind of intimidated. Some of them don't are uncomfortable. I was waiting for some funds, and the funds was just so I could pay this coach. But then the COVID came in. It's 2 years and I've been trying. But then this COVID thing happened, and I had gotten some enough funds, comfortable funds to be able to pay that coach. So the girls them now, she have her group. I have a couple girls, but I know that girls go more relate to a female coach with female
mm,
players around, and I was ready to do it. And then if we could build on that to get more girls to come, that we get 20, 30 girls, 40 girls, there's our league right there. You understand? Because we don't need
yeah,
10 players on a team. You understand? And
exactly.
that's our
When I
league.
started
And
the
that
league,
was
Mumba, I know you don't really know what we're talking about. I started the girls' league because before Mr. Burke died, rest in peace, that was his biggest passion, and that was one of my passion also. So I really wanted to do it in his name and memory because I know he really wanted to see females start playing again in the VI. But one
Yeah.
of the biggest problem we have is as soon as school league finished, none of these coaches want to coach. The only
them girls, yeah.
person is
Yeah.
Bow and Spud, Lanis, and that's about it. Nobody else want to coach the girls. Them, it's
Yeah. More
crazy.
gotta
Yeah.
get involved. More gotta get involved. We have
You
another
know,
question.
we need to do better than that, man. We need to do better than that.
A lot
Got you.
better. A lot.
All right. So we got another question from Carrion Shepherd.
Sis,
Oh,
bullet.
big up to your sis. Big up to your sis.
How come
How
I
do you?
can't see these thing number? I need to
No.
get iPad.
No. No.
Can
No.
people
No.
possibly telling me they bigging me up and I ain't saying hi and all that? I
They.
cannot see no
We.
question.
We'll get to that. How
Okay.
how do you balance letting your players play their game and running a set play?
During practice, I tell them, listen, the plays is to keep the game, to keep it fundamental. The game, this wild back and forth just is not gonna work. You understand? I say, like for instance, one of my key offense, we run the motion offense. You understand? I say
Yeah.
that is an establishment that is for you to have something, a foundation, something to start your offense with. And but if the play is broken, you have to be able to maneuver and do what needs to be done then. I'm not telling you you need to come down and run the play all the time. If you're bringing the ball along and the back turn for one of the wingman and your man there in the corner, give him the ball. I'm not asking you to just run the plays them and the plays them only. You can play your game, but you need some sort of a foundation to be able to run. You just can't run and just lay up, fast break. No, because when you play against tougher teams and now you can't run a fast break and you can't get a steal, now you have to play that part. You have to be able to set the screens. You got to be able to cut when you need to cut. You understand? And make the right passes from the low block, whatever area you want. So for me, you can it's an equal thing. You just have to have plays in there because against whatever defense the next team
Yeah.
has, you have to have an offense to be able to conquer that. And if you don't, that style that you want to up and down, or allow a player to do what they want, it is not gonna work in the
Never
States.
walk. Yeah,
Never.
that's true. That's true.
Let me give a little technical term in terms of a little basketball technical term. Everything basic side, I'm just gonna put it in technical term. So the idea really with the coaches, any team you're gonna play with, they're gonna have something called secondary. You have primary, we're basically talking about basically we don't like you ain't gonna get that all the time, which is fast break, fast break, fast break, fast break. That's primary. That's the first thing. Every team look for that. But as the level goes up, you ain't getting too many fast break points. So if you watch an NBA game, you can see them man have fast break stats up. But you have something called secondary, which is what Besse is saying. Put them on in structure, pass and cut and move.
Structure.
Every
Yeah.
team has.
Okay.
Golden State at 60% of the game. They don't run too many plays. It's just they stay secondary and they read in and react, read in and react. Now the players
Yes.
come in once things start getting crazy, like Besse say, nobody scoring, the game start getting wild. We need a two, we need to stop a 10-0 run. Then the coach will go up one or two. This is the play we'll do that we need to get a point. You
Yeah.
know, that's where the plays really come in. Sideline out of bounds and stuff like that. Last 2 minutes of the game, you will see a lot more plays. So the game is going to move a little bit slower. So that's when you really run your plays. But most of the game, you really running just secondary number. It's not really a lot of plays like what people think. But within your secondary, you have about 100 million plays the coach give you in your playbook. You better be able to remember which one you got.
What going on?
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
That's it right there.
we got another question. This is a pretty good question, and I thought about this question a couple days ago. It just said Facebook user, so we don't know who asked the question. What was the best guidance team, both men's and younger, that you have coached? They
that's a
about
good
to,
one.
they about to get you in trouble. They about to get you in trouble now.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to the kids, them, my best guidance team was with Dean, Kevin Kami, Andy Kami, Kasim, Steve,
Yes, Steve.
Boopsy. That
Carlos.
was that was my first Carlos. Carlos actually played like in that 1 year, that 1 year, but that team from 13 to 15 into 16 to 19, that was my best group of players. Most of them came from the area. We go St. Thomas and play, but that was my best team. When it comes to the youths, them, and that was the 13 to 15 division. That was guidance back then. That wasn't positive guidance. Positive guidance get created after a lot of the roughness and hating in my league. I had to find a way to change the name from guidance to positive guidance because I wanted people to understand positive guidance was for the kids. Guidance was adults. So the
Right.
guidance team, when I first started with Dean and then that was guidance. But positive guidance was created because I remember we used to have some tough times in my league and a lot of people was, disliking. I didn't want that dislike or hatred to come on the kids then. You understand? So I had to distinguish it and make it positive guidance so everyone could understand a difference between guidance is a man
And
team and then positive guidance was the youth team. When it
Okay.
comes to my best team, I think that I had the two teams I would say the team when Craig was in high school. Yeah, Craig Jermaine. I had a bunch of youngsters. Yeah, that was one of my better teams. Craig them. I mean, I had a couple of good teams, man, but that was one of my young. I guess I'd say my best because there was a lot of young mixed with a lot of older cats. Boy, you know what I mean. Boy's one of my top players them as well when it comes to never met college and so.
Yes.
So and then I had Koof, I had Cheese, 5-0. Them were the top defensive. I used to call them the dogs. They were the top defensive players. Them Cheese, Koof, and 5-0. So I don't remember how that they worked out, but I know that squad there was one of my top with Cheese, Koof, 5-0. So I can't even say one particular top team, because you had the team with Calvert and Jabari Brown and all the Rockman them. Me really
Was
want to
that
bring
when you
that
won
up
the championship? When you won the
again.
championship, you had a carnival. How did that feel? Tell me the feelings. When Guidance finally win that championship in my league. How did it
Man,
feel?
man, knowing the history of what happened when we were supposed to win several other championships, that felt really good finally, because you could go back all the way to the when guidance was Sunil. We were up and they didn't start the clock against Sticky Buds, I think it was. And they
Wow.
didn't start the clock until you pass half court. and then you had 5 seconds on the clock, and when the man received the ball in his hand was Johnson and Isidore, he still had 2 seconds on the clock, and this is from 3/4 court. Shaky were coaching us. So I mean, you had different things. The one with Hoyas, then with you know, so you have different
Yes, that one
situations.
you were supposed to win that one. Oh my God, I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah,
about
we were up, and a man bringing the ball down, walking the ball down, and the referee call a carrying. You know, like and up to, and now those referees that, you know, I would say had me blazing back then, we're good now. You know, we're good now, but it was just finally, I was just glad that we actually finally win something, because I felt at an adult level that there were situations that, you know what I mean, that the team didn't deserve it. You know what I mean? You know, but
it. Right?
it was good. It was a good feeling. It was a good feeling. It was a really
It
good
was
feeling.
awesome. It was awesome to watch it. It was hey, you and Hawaiians really had some good series as well. You could have one couple in there, but it was
Yeah.
great watch.
You know what's the weirdest thing though? The animosity that we had. This was really personal. Hoyas guidance, you know, boys and man them guidance, you know, and Lakers guidance. I mean, people really, it was adult man personal vibes, you know, right?
Yeah.
Now to see now, even after today, I got a call from Eddie Sizzle, right? And he said he want to bring his nephew and so, and Borga, who used to play with Hoyas, who used to shut we out with them 3-pointers, right?
Yeah.
And hated us. Now I got a chance to coach his kids. Them, his kids. I'm gonna be training his kids. Them, you know what I mean?
That's what
So
I love. That's what I
yeah,
love.
back then,
Nice. Very
all the
nice.
hate back then, now it's just about love. Them, like, I don't
Yeah.
see them thing. You check, like me, care your father, them, use Hoyas, whatever. I don't see them kind of things. I glad that I gain a chance to help train his kids them, or give his
Right?
kids them an outlet to be able to work out and get to craft their game better. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I always would say. I tell you, I go into somewhere, I gone out, and this woman like, you guidance coach, I Hoyas. I don't like you. I'll never put my children in you. You understand? Like, it was real personal, you know. Like, I
Yeah,
got
that's
people out
personal.
there.
That's
And
personal.
now that I could see that these players that I played against, that we had beef, hard beef, disliked me, that they kids them could come to my thing, tennis man. I've dealt with his player, you know, his kids them and so all of them are
Yeah.
4 years. I glad, you know what I mean? I don't hate them, and that was just back then, you know.
Right,
Uh,
right.
Me
Big
and
shout out to
Sammy,
Sammy,
good.
coach for Hawaiians. Big shout out,
Sammy,
Sammy.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Sammy,
big up
yeah,
Sammy.
man.
Big up Sammy. Yeah.
That man, I got a lot of positive quotes on Facebook. I kind of like his vibes, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, you know. But yeah, that's what's going on right there.
We have a question for Release James. How many leagues do we have annually separate to school league? So besides school league, how many leagues we got?
We
Only
have
one.
more.
Other than my lead, nobody else does it.
Nobody
We got
else?
one league, but we got tournaments. Right
Yeah,
now,
we do
one of the
tournaments.
we got more tournaments than leagues. The Virgin Islands, like you have, we have guidance, positive guidance have the tournament in October. Um, Zero tolerance, not zero tolerance. North Respect have the tournament between August and September. And then there's another tournament somewhere. They have the Roy Peterson tournament Memorial Weekend. So we do mostly do a lot of tournaments. The only thing I didn't like is second year in a row, but last year they didn't invite positive guidance to the tournament in St. Thomas. I don't know who these people are that's doing this. This is the second time they do that during the Christmas time. But coaches ask positive guidance players to come over and play in the tournament, but they didn't want to ask my team to come over.
Wow.
You know, and you know what
That's
burns me
terrible.
about that? What burns me about that is
Bad.
that I'd take my blows, I'd lose, and I'd come back, and come back. So when it's my turn to now win, and you know what I mean? I've lost so much that now I put in so much hard work in these youth. You understand? Don't deny me that. Don't
Yeah.
deny me that. You understand? I felt in the Virgin Islands this year I had the best 10 to 12 and the best 13 to 15 in the Virgin Islands. That's how I felt. You know what I mean? But this situation happened, so I would never be able to for sure prove that. You know, but
Yeah.
I don't feel that I'm willing to invite anybody to the tournaments here. Why are you guys not willing to invite positive guidance? Because why? Because when we come over there, we might win this tournament. You might see how tough. Nah, you know what I mean? It's not fair for my kids then because we the loser. I don't more worry. Watch me, don't worry. But when I win championship, when I win games and championship, I watch. You could watch my face when I win, and you could watch my face when I lose. I don't be jumping up, you know. I see them kids because it's for the kids then.
For the
You know
kids,
what I mean?
yeah.
I'd actually be glad, like, wow, they should find me over. I'm taking a week off. That's
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But for the
It's
kids,
true.
then, you hurting the kids, then. How you gonna tell me you ain't gonna invite positive guidance to your St. Thomas tournament, but you gonna invite my players, then? Come play for me. Come play for me. And I got kind of players in St. Thomas playing, but you don't want to invite my team. So
Yeah.
but we league wise, Tegan got his league in the summer. And then everything else is tournaments now. We need more leagues. These kids need more basketball games to develop their IQ. Us coaches need more basketball games to develop our training, our coaching methods, and our IQ. You know? So we do need a lot more.
Yeah, man. Man. Competition is important, man. Competition is so
Very much.
important. So important.
Very
so
much
important.
important.
They have a question. They have a question here. It's a pretty good question too. Were you always patient with coaching, or did you have to learn? And if you had to learn, what are some things you did to become a patient coach?
I was hard. I was rah at the beginning.
I remember.
Yeah, I was raw, loud. Well, I think what made me patient was the relationship. In order for me to get the message across outside of basketball to these youths, I had to respect them in basketball. You understand where I'm coming from? So
Yeah.
my thing is not about these youths and just basketball alone. If I see I touching that youth a little bit too much and he's getting out of it, I gotta take myself back because I'm more concerned about those children. I put them on the table. They're on the table. Right? I concerned about these children well-being outside of basketball. You understand? So my patient was through the message, the ultimate message that I have for the kids then, for my players, for these youths. If I disrespect them or if I go on low with them and I make them that I'm just a coach, I'm nothing else but a coach to you, then I'm not gonna get their attention in teaching them life skills. You understand? And I had a plan, you know. But I had a plan from elementary, what to present to elementary, what to present to middle school, and what to present to high schoolers. My problem is that the high schoolers, then when they get to high school, a lot of other things come in the way, and then I end up losing my high schoolers. Then I remember 5 years ago, I had a domestic. I brought someone from the domestic violence, a speaker. Just actually, I invited 42 of my players then and other people players to come because I feel that the new generation needs to understand that if you're in a relationship at a high school level, you can't believe that that's your property. That person is not a property. So I wanted to kind of get them understanding that domestic violence is really serious. You cannot put your hand on somebody. You cannot put your hand on a woman or a man because I had female players too. And I invited 42. I can remember up to this day and only 7 show up. 7.
Wow.
What does that say about the parents then?
Yeah.
But when you tell them we have a game today, all of them come in on time. They want to start, and it hurt me. And that's where I said I have elementary, I have middle school, and then I high school. But I can't do high school that good because a lot of them kids are jumping into other areas, and and it's hard to get them in one area. So I could be able to introduce. You in 11th grade, you need to start learning about credit check, credit reports, credit cards. You need to start worrying about what are your plans after high school. I had a plan for that, but these kids don't reach that far because they start doing these other things. And I mean, I can't force them to come, and it's up to the parents,
Yeah,
up to the parents to deal with them. I'm telling you, like basketball is 100. Basketball is a big thing, and I know we're talking basketball, but I'm just for the youths then. You understand? I just need to see
Now your
our
message is
youth
very
them.
strong, very powerful.
You know,
And
yeah, it's just
if
you
you
know what's
say
the biggest. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Yes. You know one of the biggest thing that I'm having a problem with right now, man. You see this, yeah? I think it says something. No bullying.
Yeah, no bullying.
That thing is rough. No bullying. And these schools have this big sign, this federal sign saying no bullying or whatever you want to say. And they are not providing the training for the staff at these schools to acknowledge and to see when a child is being bullied, the behavior of a child. Bullying is rampant in our schools, them. You understand? And you can't just put up a sign and that's it. No, you need to provide trainings for your staff, your teachers, your monitors. That when you see a child quiet in the corner and is normally not that quiet, something going through that child's mind. You know what I mean? But we're not seeing that. The government ain't seeing that. A lot of people ain't seeing that. And that's a big problem I have because now the person that's been bullied and being bullied in third, fourth, and fifth, all of a sudden is the person that is doing the bullying in 6, 7, and 8. You
Wow.
understand? 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's when it goes to escalate to high school, it comes into fights. Fights because now everybody from all different neighborhoods around the island is wanting together and a joke, which is a kind now all of a sudden I dissing you, fight start. And then now that high school thing goes on now to when it come out of high school, big war on the street. So you see how everything relates to one?
Yeah. Let me ask you basic. The government you ever approach you in terms of doing like a man up speech? I know that we used to do man up a lot of times. They used to bring guys down from the States and they never approach a person like you. Not one time.
Man,
Are
man,
you deal with trouble kids all the time?
listen, right? These people ain't about that. If it ain't says money, it doesn't make sense to these people. The government, trust me, if it ain't about money, look at what's going on. Everything around the topic of discussion is about money. Some is really, you know what I mean? Yeah, but it's about money. How much discussion have you heard during this time or within the last year that has to do with the kids then? You understand? So if it's not about
Right.
money, it's not about sense. My Department of Human Service, I tell them, listen, I am popular. I have kids, I have people in Claro, Marco, all the way west that when I go there, I don't know their name, but they know me. Besse, hey, Besse. They know me through coaching or whatever it is. I said, use me. Yeah, I went and I provided for about 3 different administrations and I provided a 4-step plan to my department. And I said, this is what I want. I want to be able to go to the schools, ask the counselors and principal to give me the at-risk kids then. The borderline kids. That's why I call them borderline kids. I want to be able to talk to the whole school. I want to be able to talk to the borderline kids on their own. Then my second step, I wanted to be able to give them a tour of the facility. You understand? Similar to a scared straight, but not as scared. I want to be able to let them feel how it is to feel to be in the bus, how it feels to be handcuffed. Of course, with parents, parental thing, yeah, permission. I want to be able to get them. Now, my major, what everybody else ain't understanding, right? The main step is following up. I tell in my
That's right.
department, following up. Don't come and just have a speech. You understand? So
Exactly.
I dealing with the whole school. I dealing with the at-risk school. That's 2. I dealing with giving them a tour of YRC, showing them how it feels. And then the 4th step is following up. Go back to the school and the kids then that are borderline, check up on them. You understand? Because a lot of people don't know. My positive guidance kids, I go and check up and if we travel, they gotta go to your school, you know. You understand? I go into your school to see what's going on. It's just tough because of my hours I work here. You know, I work here like midnight, 12 to 8 in the morning. I work overtime 8 to 4 in the afternoon. And then I go and practice these kids. You understand? By the time I reach home is 8. I barely any time to sleep to come back to work again for 12. But I doing it because of the passion of the kids then. And I'm about to retire. And I'm trying to find ways. My key thing right now, if I could find somebody that could, a grant writer that could get positive guidance fully funded, in which now, imagine when I'm passionate and for free, I checking up on these kids. Imagine if I'm getting paid to go and do it. You understand?
Yeah.
I know I'm doing a better job. I'm doing
Your,
more
your
than
heart
boys
is
club.
right. And I can speak on that because I know Basic for a long time. I used to just tell Basic whenever he called me, I said, Basic, what you want? And I come in. I used to be like, dude, I don't need no money, don't be paying me no money. Just tell me what you want. I did it. It is what it is. Because it's not about that. When you truly care, and like the program you just outlined, man, you telling me you presented this to the government and you didn't catch nobody ears?
$10 million. Each administration, commissioner, deputy commissioner, director. Nope. They're seeing it as a joke. Even here at the youth rehab center, I told them, and I'm sorry whoever listening and working for this, I told them the program you guys have to rehabilitate these youth needs to be revamped. It is not working. You guys are not exhausting every possibility to rehab these youths. And this is youth rehabilitation center. But the way it looks like, it's like youth detention center. You understand? The government don't really care. Miko and nobody said. They don't care. Because if you want less youths out there on the streets that's committing crime, 75% of them youths that are out there committing crime been in here. They've been in here. But what are you giving them? They feel like stopping them from being on the street and they gain a little diploma. No. If you have a child that's been in a hood and they're struggling in that hood and their only means is to go steal and rob to make ways in their hood, and now they get catch and they come in here. Our job here is to change their mentality. When you're on your face, keep trying. Don't give up. Don't quit. But if you just letting them come and they ain't doing nothing, and you send them back out on the street and hard times hit them, what are they gonna do? Go right back to rob. So the objective is to mentally change them so they could understand. Your last resort should your first resort and your last should not have to be going back to stealing or to doing illegal things. These people don't. They just watch me. Oh, he's security. He don't know nothing. I know more than I. I don't need a degree for this. You understand? Once you passionate, if you passionate, that's why you don't see me to some of these things. You see them protesting. I'm not saying the protest ain't right, but we had a young girl just got shot the other day. Who is talking about that?
Exactly.
And I'm sorry to get into all of this outside of basketball. That young girl, all they was doing was looking at an apartment, the man. And these dudes who were in vibes, they were in issues on the street. They didn't recognize the vehicle, and they're not turn on the vehicle. If that car pass you one more time, and that's facts, you know. They're not turn on and a girl lose her life. But guess what? If it was a police shoot them, that heck would have been hell around here. Because everybody, we have a lot of hypocrites and a lot of cowards around here that they quick to blame the police. Let me tell you something about the states we're going on right now. I'm not saying that what they're doing is wrong, you know. Black Lives Matter came a few years ago when they had the same police and civilian killing. Black Lives Matter is cool, you know. But when it dies down, I don't hear Black Lives Matter. And that's one thing, the same energy I got for a policeman killing a civilian or killing a black man, have the same energy for a black man killing a black man. You understand? Our people them don't have the same energy when it comes to police. They quick to throw the police them under the bus. You understand? And if you have to expose them, if the police do wrong, expose them. But when your street people them do wrong, expose them too. Real talk. You know what I mean? And that's what, just this last weekend in Chicago, you understand? 85 people got shot. I think it's about 26 people died.
Yeah,
one weekend in Chicago this weekend. You understand? Yeah. Imagine that. How much of them is police killed? None.
Well, they say, I ain't gonna even lie to you because you just preach it to me because Mumbai don't tell you it's a conspiracy. Truth is, and I don't see this thing as a psyop anyways. When I hear they protested in Ukraine and South Africa, I said this shit is bullshit. Come on, dude. I'm not talking about the man ain't get shot. He died, a black life died, that's sad. But you protesting in Ukraine, Mumbai, you ever been to Ukraine?
Nah, I won't be going there anytime soon.
I can call 10 black man and my finger in Ukraine. What protest you have in Ukraine? What is this?
Yep.
Come, please.
My thing is this, I mean even about Ukraine because me don't trust them countries. Man, what my whole thing is this, Tegan, is this. Let us minorities, let us as a people, right? Not only help build our community, but let's use the same energy that we're using when a cop does something wrong, when the governor does something wrong. Let's use that same energy when a street person. If you see a mother telling her 3-year-old child, shut the F up, you no matter what, mind the business and tell them that's wrong. You shouldn't be talking to that child like that. You understand? And we just want to walk our way. But let a police come and tell that child shut the F up. You want to correct and you want to rat the police. We have poor parenting. We have a lot of things within ourselves that we need to change. But then we want to just go. They robbed some key place the other day. Where the police was? Why? What? What happened to the person that robbed the place? They run. Shooting going on in town. Oh, where they ain't close to the police station and police full of crap. What happened to the person that was shooting in town? I stop being cowards and hypocrites out there. That's my message to them. The same energy you using for police, use it for the man them that doing the stupidness. The same man that gets suspended in junior high. The same man that gets suspended in high school. It's the same man that causing problems out there and more. You check? So, you know, I don't know.
The passion is powerful. I see it in your heart, man. And I love it. I think I like it. I love it. I love it. It just amazed me that you telling me you presented your plan and nobody listened. That's unbelievable.
It's 8 years now. 8 years now. 8 years. And I even had a 5th plan, and that was to include borderline females, because a lot of females now, a lot of these young females are in that level now. They're getting in a lot of trouble. You know, I'm watching, you know. Let me tell you something quick before anything. 3 years ago, No, 2 years ago, right? 2018, right? We had the most, in my history of dealing with kids, we had the most kids attend summer school. The most kids attend summer school in 2018. But you know, so a crazy factor? In the same 2018, after summer, we had the most teen jam. The most teen jam. What message we sending to these youth? You had the most kids attending summer school, and we had the most teen jam after that summer. You think it's them youth fault?
I wasn't expecting that stat to come out.
Son, I'd be watching, guys.
You really
when I tell you, for the youths.
To be a motivational speaker. My coach
I don't understand. I don't understand. This thing got deep. I don't understand how deep this thing is.
No,
I'm for the youth.
Oh man, that is awesome,
true, man. It's true. You know, it's
one
pretty
of the
much.
things I always respect by you, brother Besse. You speak from the heart, brother, and that's 100%. And I just so proud of you. Just keep doing what you're doing, son.
I'm gonna try a quick thing on that teen jam thing. I personally believe a teen jam should be 11 and 12 graders only. And you know, they have kids in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade attending these teen jams. That's crazy. Wow. A teen jam supposed to be for a junior and a senior in high school, if anything. When I'm starting to get vexed with one of my parents, then when I told her, do not send your child to no teen jam. He was 12 years old and she's still lowy. You know, I got to challenge, you know how hard now I got to get to this man's head to change his way. So if you ain't getting the support of the parents, then how you going? That's how we gonna always lose. I could tell you, and I could be as passionate as I can, Tegan Mumba. Yeah. But if the parents them don't help us out, we gonna lose. This is already a losing. This is an uphill climb, you know. You know when somebody tell me, they say, if you get one of them to make it, to go to college, graduate, you do a good job. No, I can't. I refuse to believe that, because if I have 4 kids, I want all my 4 kids them, and these kids are my kids. Positive guidance kids is my kids. You understand? Right. So if one, no, I can't swallow that pill. I'm looking at all my kids them to make it. I'm looking at all of them. You know, I just had to congratulate my parents them all year and their kids making a, you know, that step to the next level, you know what I mean, from one grade to the next. I have to do that. So, you know what I mean? You know, man, I don't know, Mr. I stay up for hours talking about kids. You know, it is. Basketball is a small thing.
because they gotta show that people in the community care, man. It's one of the reasons why I do. A lot of people don't understand, man, how you just train all these kids and blah blah blah. You don't collect no money. You don't. I say no. If it weren't for somebody like yourself and Haywood and Bow and everybody who helped me out, it would have never been on me. So why should I be selfish now not to come back and do the same thing? That's my passion. I want to
Thank
see
you.
the youth them be positive and get opportunity. So if we don't have that passion, man, I don't know who will. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
son.
I love the
I
passion,
know.
man. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. I don't see a
I
game
know.
pissed. You're ready to do some
Eh,
suicide and shit. But
Well, let me tell you something. I have a 13-year-old son, you know. You know what I mean? Congratulations to my son, Jaden Gonzalez. He got 9th grade.
Yeah,
But
congratulations.
my son has to live. My son has to walk these areas. I have to try to make the area as positive, as mature. One of our biggest problem in the high school, them is that our youngsters them are immature. Very, very immature. We need to build maturity in our high school kids them. All of that there. And I want my child to be able to walk around and not have to worry about someone that's don't have no fundamentals, don't have no integrity, and have to harass my child. You understand where I'm coming from? You know, I think, and a quick thing, just yesterday, my son mother tell me, man, my son just touched my heart. Touch her heart. He wants to go to Stanford University, which that's where she wants him to go. But he told her, Ma, I want to go to Stanford University, and I want you to come with me because I don't want you to be here alone. I want you to guide me. I want you to be there for me, and I want to be there for you when I attend Stanford University. How much of these kids out there thinking, you understand? We have to set high levels and high goals for our kids that even if they drop below them, they're still there above.
Still
You
high.
understand?
Yep, I stand
And
that.
my son is amazing. Amazing. I brag about my son any day. My son is amazing. You understand? And if these kids could be anywhere around now, my son used to help me tutor the kids. The elementary kids then had to go to my son for he to check their homework. You understand? For after school, because you know I do it after school. And he was willing to do it, and he's doing it for free. I just, you know what I mean? So hey, I don't know what else to say. Basketball. Hey, yeah,
but
man.
man, we have the coach that wear many hats, man. Man, this was awesome. I mean,
No,
this is
Yeah.
probably the longest Wednesday show we ever did because normally we're supposed to go 90 minutes, but you're spending so much knowledge right now. It's like, wow, it's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, man.
yeah, it's a lot of man. It's a lot of good information. I think this is amazing. You know, I think that what sometime in the near future we should have a conversation again about this where it should just be a topic about this.
Yes,
We
I
we
agree.
and we
And
would
how we
invite,
change it.
and we will invite some of the guests, the people who watch it. We like to get them on and have just have discussion and dialogue, man. This is very important. It's amazing. This
One
is
of the things that I noticed, Mumba and Basic, because I coach. If we start looking at the statistics, most of the women who graduated is two-third compared to the men them. The men them are not
Yeah.
graduated. You know what I'm saying? So what I
Mhm.
mean is most of our young men them, they don't even have a diploma. So they ain't no degree. So
Life
that means
becomes
we
difficult,
just pumping
more
men on the
difficult.
street. We don't have no type of skill.
Yeah,
We are just, it's only one thing they can turn to. Every man
yeah,
got eats. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's something we need to discuss how we could change that.
yeah. I agree. I agree. I'm down. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
trying here. You know, these kids, I don't really know them, and I try and I see the worst of the worst, and I try to talk to them, but them man tell me when they get back in the neighborhood, things get rough. They gotta go back to doing what they're doing, and that's where I
Yeah.
say the government and the Department of Human Services failing these kids, and I can always say so. You know what I mean? But for me, you know what I mean, I'm ready to retire and I'm ready to take on these things full time.
Confidence.
You know what I mean? And I really don't care to like deal with too much adults because adults have things, you know what I mean? Like I really some adults just they engage in the right place, you check?
Yeah.
And that's what makes it difficult, you know what I mean? But yeah, I gotta thank God for bringing me on, giving me this outlet to speak.
Yeah, man, it's
You
awesome.
know, now
Yeah.
sharing some of my knowledge. Again, it's Positive Guidance Youth Club. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what I dealing with. I just dealing with the youth from 3-4 years old up.
Can you
Okay.
see?
Love it.
Can you see this? Can you see this message on the screen? Besse Tegan, This from
My coach
Kevin
is a favorite.
from Kami.
That's
Kevin Kami.
Bogus.
No,
Man,
no.
I so Kevin
Yeah.
Kami, man. I so
Yeah,
proud
Kevin
of that
Kami.
dude, man. I so
Yeah.
proud that he's one of my success stories, man.
Yeah.
Kevin,
And
so
that's why
proud of you, man.
that's why I highlight that, just because everything that you spoke on is
Out
that's evidence right there. You know, just the
Yeah.
inspiration and stuff, or what you did for
of
him.
Harbor View, no.
Yeah, you know, so
Out
that's
of Harbor View.
that's
Out of
you
the
know,
rough. Yeah. Had a family 5, 6, 7 deep, you know what I mean? And this man make it, meaning
yeah,
that
you make
if
it.
he could make it through the struggles of living in the hood and still go out there and make it, anybody could make it. You know what I mean? That
Right.
kid was a determined kid, Kevin. Kami, I love that dude for life,
Yeah,
man.
man.
A big, grown, responsible man right now. You check.
Yes, man. Yeah. That's
Bogas is the same too. Next,
yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Bogas is the same one.
Shout out
These
to
are
Bobby.
success stories, you know what I mean, that I
Yeah.
love to see. Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's what all I want. I just want these youths to make it, you know, make it to the NBA. When I tell them, man, when they man tell me the other day, I ask them, man, what you plan to do when I graduate high school? And they tell me, I want to go to the NBA. I said, do you have another option besides that? You understand? I need you to find multiple options, multiple things. I want to own a business. What business you want to own? Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Tell me what you really want to do. Man, I be grilling these kids, you know. These kids I don't understand, you know. You're in high school and, hey, what's your plan in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? You got to give these kids these questions so they can start pushing themselves and testing themselves.
Yes.
That's
And
important
Yes.
don't
question. Very
and
important
don't
questions.
tell I want to go college. What college you want to go to? I had that question in Puerto Rico. I asked her, I want to go Duke. Duke, do you know that you need a certain score on your SAT to even be able
SAT.
to be acknowledged at Duke?
Yep.
Are you
Exactly.
ready? Are you doing what you need to do in school to be able to get a 1200 and above, a 1400 and above to get into Duke? You understand? Man, listen, ain't nothing I don't talk to these kids about. You understand?
You're right.
Anything.
And
Anything.
we got a good question here. Is there a positive guidance website?
Man, I did talking to you. Yeah, there is a positive guidance website. Yeah, there ain't a positive guide. There's a positive guide. No, again, that's the techies them. I ain't a
Okay.
techie. I had somebody doing it, but they didn't wanted to charge me a whole heap of money. But I don't have a website. We had that in the plans about 7, 8 years ago. But then when they start to hit me the monthly cost, when I was footing the bill out my pocket all the time for positive guidance, you know, I couldn't afford it. So I don't have that there no. But I just have the Facebook page, Positive Guidance VI. We on Facebook. Any information? I kind of ain't been on it a lot, but that's the only thing I have right now going for me. Positive Guidance Facebook page, you know.
Yeah, Facebook
And then
page.
we have an email, positiveguidancevi@gmail.com. That's our email. If anybody wants to send us any email, you know. We are just looking for grant writers, are looking for people that believe in what I believe in and know that if we could get a grants them to put me on that level to be listen, I ain't want to blow nobody's spot. You know how much the director of Boys Club Frederickstead makes? You know what his salary be? Keegan?
What up?
Umba? $70,000 a year.
Jeez.
And they
Boys Club
fully
away.
granted. West Frederickstead.
Oh yeah?
Let me tell you something, right? Me want
And
that
I lose
position.
this year. Because you know when you're there in this game, you always lose. Anytime we do anything, we
Always
lose. They
losing,
know
you
what
know.
it is.
I doing this a year wrong game, you know what I mean? Losing money at my job. But I think it's a bigger purpose. I just try and deal with the youth them. But that they and I don't blame her for or them there for making the money and they fully grant rated and they're a big name in Boys Club. If I could get fully grant rated and I could make anywhere around that area after I retire, trust me when I tell you, right? I know I'm doing more than them. I know I'm doing more than them. But I'm
I know.
not fully fun guy. And I'm not dissing Boys Club. Don't believe I dissing Boys Club.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that put me in that position and you're gonna see the results. And I ain't
That's
talking
right.
about East, me ain't talking
The
about
passion.
me Ju, me talking about West, I talking about the whole island. I got players from Tola Tuna, you know that, right?
Yeah, you
And
remember you went over that dude in the tournament? Man, he was
yeah,
nice. Woo! That boy
and
was
I got and a lot of people don't know I got links from Kentucky. Keep asking me for players, but the problem is I'm afraid to send players from here to Kentucky because I don't want what's going on in the States now. Imagine that. You know, Kentucky could be a a kind of a, you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
don't want to take that chance. I have links. I got a South Florida elite link that could link me to schools in South Florida. You understand? But a lot of these people in the States looking for tall, athletic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
The matter
I'm
of
just
fact, the
building.
COVID kind of hurt us a little bit, basic, because remember we were planning to do that big tournament, bringing teams from the
Yeah,
States, Puerto
yeah.
Rico. I mean, we had a big tournament set up in
Set
April,
up
and COVID
to
Oh
hit
wow.
expose,
2 weeks
to
before.
exposure, to expose our youths them. So the people I'm in the state, because I was trying to bring, I was telling them, listen, you could bring scouts, you know, but I needed to bring high school and college division 2 scouts, because
Yeah.
right now what the Virgin Islands is offering you is division 2 players. I'm not gonna tell you bring 5 division 1 coach and come to see our talent. I mean, stupid. I want to expose this. These are my, and then most all-star that they do is seniors. I want 2 sets of all-star. I want juniors and seniors, and I want freshmen and sophomores. So then you could see the talent, and you could say, you know what, next year coming to check out that kid. Next year I want to check out that kid. You understand?
That's
So
right.
these are the things that I doing, and I keep in the link with these men in the States. I got
Yeah.
somebody from Houston calling me too, and I keep in the links and I talking to them and all of that stuff, because when the opportunity come, what you gonna do for me? I'll pay for your scouts. Them I have fine money wherever if I have to come on my pocket to bring scouts here to watch these youth. I gonna do it. You understand?
The,
Just
the
to give these kids the opportunity. That's how it is, man. That's how it
Mumba
is.
boy, it's an awesome show. Take us home.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's
Man,
awesome.
basically, man, so much good information, man. Hopefully everybody got a chance to see this episode, and hopefully they could share it, and hopefully a lot of the youths and people, you know, in higher powers and stuff could be able to watch this episode, and hopefully it could open up their eyes and stuff, man. And like I said, like we
Yeah.
said earlier, we like to one episode we just, you know, put it towards, you know, just having dialogue, having conversation, and find ways we could improve and open some eyes on how people could help and stuff like that. So
Definitely,
basically,
man.
man, I appreciate everything, man. I was like a
Love
student
alone.
watching you know what I'm saying? When you coached against when I was playing, you pushed me to the limit because you guys used to always win. So it drove me to be even better and stuff like that. So I
That's
appreciate
yeah.
everything. And you inspired me
Thank you.
a lot of stuff as well as many other people and stuff. But I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you and appreciate everything you said tonight, man. Good
Give
stuff.
thanks,
Beautiful.
man.
Mumba.
Thanks
Yeah.
for you, man. Thanks for
Yeah.
everything I'm
Last
doing.
word is
I
yours.
appreciate.
Basic.
I appreciate everything y'all doing to keep doing it, keep going. This is a good outlet. This is a good thing that you're doing. You know, and just keep learning from what's going on to build on the next one. And I just want, you know, anyone that's talking about dealing with the youth to please have the youth them first in the mind. Don't, you know what I mean? You just gotta be able to together. We need to come together. Don't hate Besse. You got people out there that secret hating and talking about me. It doesn't matter to me. I tell, don't come and tell me anything, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing. Am I perfect at it? No. Am I a saint? No. Do I looking for medals? No. I'm trying to improve myself overall, and I'm trying to better the youths them. And so it's a balance. If anybody willing to come and help, if everybody could put aside that thing I want to come and help the youths, then look me up. I live by free will. You know what I mean? Call me, whatever you want. But all it is, I'm for the youths. Basketball, anything you want to talk about that going to improve the youths them and the betterment of our community, our life here on St. Croix and in the Virgin Islands, I'm down. You know what I mean? I stay with positive guidance because I do a lot with positive guidance. So a lot of people like, oh, Besse don't do this. Besse don't come out and do that. Hey, I'm doing a lot that people don't know. I'm working. I'm doing 16. I'm doing 12-hour shifts. You know what I mean? So, and I have to deal with I have my son that I have to continue loving and showing love to. You understand? So, hey guys, and I share you as fathers, you as a husband, continue doing the right thing. Don't let nothing out there consume you, that your close family ain't gain 100% of you all the time. And I told you that already, Tiga and Mumba, the same thing as a father. Be there as much as you can. You know, ain't nothing more important than dealing with your family. So I telling Ayo, like, just keep it up, keep trying, and instill the values that your child needs, that these kids need in them. So when they get older, they could lead by example. They could follow your traits. And that's all I got to say to you guys, man. Respect.
Beautiful, man.
One more thing,
Nah, like I
Tegan.
said,
Wait, Tegan. One more thing. Everybody who watched the show tonight, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys' support. Thanks for engaging and asking a bunch of questions. Thank you guys for supporting. And Kevin Kami, I love you, my brother. You my brother for life. I love you. Tegan, you good.
man,
Right,
basically,
Tegan.
like I said, man, if anybody looking for a definition of a role model, use the definition. Ain't nothing more I can say. You are just
Hey.
awesome. Tonight, I was actually inspired and a tear just listening to you. I mean,
Yeah.
it was awesome. You should be thinking about motivational speaking. I mean, it's very powerful. So, I love you a lot.
Man,
You did a lot for me. And if
love
anytime you
alone.
need me, always call. I always did it for you. And for everybody who's been watching, look, I hope you guys got something out of this here. This is Beyond Basketball. It was awesome. One of the best shows we have done thus far.
Yeah.
This Sunday. So we don't tell you guys. It's God, Jesus, and then Zoro.
Yeah. Zorro.
Zoro
Yes.
Sunday.
Kid
Yeah.
Zoro Swanson is coming on Sunday. Please don't miss it. We are
Sunday.
going to put the face to the name. You will have an opportunity to finally get to see a lot of the person who a lot of people brag about and look up to, and it's gonna be a crazy interview this Sunday. So, Momba, take it home.
Big up to
Besse,
Zamoy. Zamoy, that's Zoro's youngest son. Up and
Yeah, big
coming
up
star.
Zamoy.
yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. But everybody have a good night. Besse, man, I love you, man. Appreciate
Yes,
episode.
sir.
You will be on again, so we can have these conversations, man. All love.
Yes.
Thanks. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Love,
man.
respect. Yes,
Respect.
sir.